Trust me, ain't gonna come from nowhere. Jeff, I already put you out. I don't even know why you're out here right now. Keep on talking. Hey, do me a favor. Why don't you act like this is an AA meeting and you shut your mouth while I'm sharing with the group? And Mustafa, you out here, a boy among men. And I'm gonna tell you what. You got lucky at the Rumble, so I know you're gonna come out here and run your mouth about how bad you are. But let me give you a little bit of a reality check. You see, Mustafa, you said that my eyes don't lie. Well, your eyes don't lie either, because last week, they were closed real tight when I put your simple ass to sleep. And AJ, hey man, be honest with me. How's our old girl Wendy doing?
Welcome back to the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. It's me, Hafeez, and with me, as always, is Devin. And yes, we are here.
We back
to our regularly scheduled recap of the week.
Yeah, no watch along. No watch along. All right, yeah, let's clap for that. No Halloween Havoc watch along. Yeah. We're done with that. We're done. Thank you.
Man, you know, that's kind of sad, man. That's kind of sad that we have to, you know, start it off like that, being happy that we're not doing a Halloween Havoc watch along. I mean, it was something. It was something. Definitely Halloween Havoc was something. And we don't have to go into
What up? Ivan Circle Debate.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
Yeah. Like, not to go too in depth on, you know, what had happened at Halloween Havoc, but you know, we've had a little bit of time to remove ourselves from Halloween Havoc. So I'll ask you just real quick, what has your opinion of Halloween Havoc changed a little bit now that you've been able to step away from it a little bit?
So since I stepped away from it, and then actually
in the moment it was raw, and it's like
exactly. So I had to watch it again, and I was like, all right, let me just maybe because the watch along, a lot of distractions, I didn't really give it the true, you know, the feel for it. So I'm like, let me watch it again.
Shit is a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
Pretty much.
That's worse than the first time. Because I don't think we went that far. I mean, sure, it wasn't.
I gave it a C minus. Did I give it a C minus? You gave it a D plus?
I give it a D plus. Yeah. So
I first gave it a D plus, and then
with that little clip,
it should, because it was like a whole 90 minutes of bullshit. It was like a whole movie.
I mean, the whole thing took 3 hours,
and it shouldn't have.
Right.
The show unnecessary 3 hours.
3 hours. Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
With a whole lot of filler and all sorts of other shit going on. Like, yeah, it was wild. I mean, for me, I'm surprised you even went back, honestly, because I didn't go back and rewatch it, you know, but being able to step away, like, it's not, I don't think about it like, oh man, that bullshit, you know, Halloween Havoc, what we saw. It was like, all right, it was cool. And I guess especially given that we did a watch along, like, that made it more fun and more tolerable to be able to go through it all.
I had fun.
What's that?
I said I have fun. I'll admit that. You know, you know,
It's fun.
even with the shitty wrestling, I'm still crack jokes about it.
Right. You know,
that's the best I can do with it now.
we made the most of it, you know, and thank you again for everybody that's here that was a part of that watch along as well, because you guys help make it fun too. So,
Yes.
you know, I think when you're able to experience it like that, it's okay. But yeah, on its own, as far as the wrestling goes, I mean, it was a mixed bag. You know, it's like the beginning and the end, both, you know, they had some fire matches with the ladder match. You know, hey, what's up, World Elite Podcast?
World Elite, what up?
The ladder match in the beginning, you know, and the NXT Championship match at the end was cool, you know, and there was some
ambulance match
moments.
was decent too.
The ambulance match at the end, towards the end for me was really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, just some of the stuff with the cinematic stuff around the women's title, and I don't know, I still don't understand the Apollo matchup.
Bro,
that whole thing,
Powers of the Darkness, Apollo
does not. They just need to delete that, you know,
or explain it. And delete it or explain it.
There's no explaining it. I don't think there's any explanation you can give me that makes it okay.
Maybe
You know,
Undertaker.
No, he's
took
giving
him as his pupil,
right.
And then he was like, "I'm gonna train you about.
I'm
the
gonna bless
powers
you
of
with
the
my
darkness."
powers of darkness. No.
Next thing you pop up with the hat, raising the lights up.
No. That would just be so lame. So lame. Like, Apollo, just look, man, you're a talented dude. You're super talented. You don't need that. No, not this. I mean, the whole thing with him being a Nigerian warrior, it was okay with me. I was cool with it. The accent felt like it was a little forced, you know, and I've said it before. I feel like, okay, if you throw in a couple words, you know, from the tribe that you're from, whether it be Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, you know, like anything like that, that'd be cool. Just a couple different words. Manuel, you know, like out there, just throw some shit out there and I'm gonna beat your ass. Like stuff like that. Okay, but if you know, are, you know, go to talk like this, you know, and try to get people to think, you know, like, oh, I'm feeling the ancestors, you know, it's just like come on, man. Like, but even then, I was still okay with it. You know, there was a part of me that chose to accept it.
I liked the part of it too. Like, I'm gonna show him the steel.
I'm like, okay, the steel.
Yes. But then it just, you know, I think what the problem is, it was just a booking for Apollo. We just saw less and less of it.
Yeah,
so we just
well, that too. I mean, you're not getting booked. It's like not, you know, out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. So you know, it is what it is there. But yeah, it was just a mixed bag. So yeah, my score doesn't change. I still give it a D plus. But I will say that the experience that I had made it one to where it was definitely tolerable. So you know, kind of exactly. Exactly.
It was tolerable, especially with my best friend watching wrestling. You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. Appreciate it. No, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. So let's get into it. Let's get into AEW. Let's flip script from NXT 2 black and gold, 2 gold. I still don't know what to call it yet.
White and gold. It's white and gold. You know it's white and gold. It's not no black and gold.
It's a blend. It's like that 2.0 flavor is still there.
It's still there.
They colored it gold now, the logo, but the flavor is still there. So we gotta see. So it's in process. It's like a caterpillar, you know,
they're in transition.
Yeah, exactly. So all right, we'll give it some time. But you know, someone else actually who seems to be evolving and changing is I got MJF, the greatest heel of AEW is heel no more. Is that what's happening? So basically, MJF, you know, the last couple of weeks, well, basically ever since he came back, honestly, since All Out, you know, he has been, you know, on this kind of like tweener thing where the crowd loves him, and he's still trying to be, or he was still trying to, you know, be a little bit of a heel, you know, asshole, you know, with Wheeler Yuta, you know, there was a little bit of back and forth there. But recently, between him and Wheeler Regal, and then him and Jon Moxley, it seems like there's been a respect that's kind of evolved and come out in this storyline. And now you've got the Firm, and they are not taking orders from him anymore, apparently.
Sure.
So he has basically said, hey, you know, I want to do this my way. Don't get involved. I'm not
Sure.
telling you to do anything.
Right.
Leave Jon Moxley alone.
Cool.
I'm gonna do this on my own, or you're fired, right? And the firm said, bump all that. Jon Moxley had a matchup against Penta. Won the matchup, and then after the match, firm came out, put the boots to Jon Moxley. Then you see MJF. He's kind of like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? Do I help? Do I not? And then, he goes away. The crowd, and even Taz on commentary is like, I'm okay with this. I understand why he wouldn't help because that's his opponent. Like, who cares? Like, this is strategy. But then he comes running down there and he's pushing all the guys away. No.
What are you doing? No. I said I want him at 100%.
Then he tells Stokely, he's like, you're fired. You're fired.
Okay.
And then he's like, and then I forget who gives him the boot, but he gets booted in the face. And then they start putting the boots to him.
Oh, W. Morrissey. Yeah, that game.
Was it Morrissey that booted him?
Yeah. I think
because Morrissey gave him the choke slam.
Oh, that's right. It was Ego. Ego gave him the boot.
All Ego. Yeah, Ethan Page. Thank you.
Yep.
Ethan Page gives him a boot out of nowhere, and then they just start beating the crap out of him. The guns and all of them are just jumping in MJF. They rip his shirt off. They're flinging him around the ring. Morrissey takes him out the ring, grabs him with a choke slam. We're having fun now. Max tries to fight. Start beating him down again, like putting him down. Picks him up for the choke slam, puts him through a table. And then that's how we go off the air. Basically, they've just put the boots to MJF. So, and to flash back to a week before, you had MJF with William Regal. There was a great promo between the two of them.
Fantastic promo.
Amazing. Where MJF basically said, hey, like as a young 19-year-old kid, I went to WWE and had a tryout, and it was terrifying, but that was everything to me. It was my life, and went there, had the tryout, and after sweating and doing everything they wanted me to do, William Regal put me aside, said, give me a promo, you got 5 minutes to wow me. He did it. Then he's like, hey man, you're gonna do big things, but then he found out how old he was. He said, well, you're too young. So he says, basically what I want you to do is I want you to send me a promo, send me a match once every month. And so MJF does it. He sends him a promo, sends him a match every month. The first month, he's like, cool. I like what I'm seeing. I'll keep looking into your work, whatever. Next month, cool. I like what you're seeing. I'll look into your work. The third month comes around, and he's like, look, kid, I see a lot of people. I ain't got time for all this. Basically, like, hit me up when you got something real. Like, essentially is what it was. It's a paraphrase, because William Regal, in his mind, he's trying to motivate the kid. But to MJF, young 19-year-old Max, he was devastated, right? So after 3 months of sending William Regal his tapes and all his promo, now it seems like his dream is dead. Everything's dead. His life is over. He wanted to kill himself. Like, that's how passionate he was about this. He's like, I don't want to live anymore if I can't be a WWE superstar. But now he looks at it and he sees this decrepit old man that snuck into his company, and he's MJF. He is that dude. He is the it guy. He is the generational talent, the number one free agent come 2024. He's all that and then some. And
WWE,
here's William Regal. What's that?
I said WWE, here we come.
Right. I mean, basically, like the writing's on the wall. This is, or MJF is just playing a hell of a game with everybody. But he just basically lets Regal have it, and it was the greatest use of his catchphrase. With the "I'm better than you and you know it," because of how his career has come full circle. Whereas before, Max was the guy coming in for the tryout. Now Max is the guy looking at William Regal, a guy who had just gotten fired from his company, now crawling to MJF's company. He's like, well, I'm better than you and you know it. And when he did that, I said, wow, like that promo was fire. But then William Regal too, he was like,
he didn't care. He wasn't fazed by that.
Oh man.
He basically hit him where, you know what, man, I'm proud of you. If an email could do all this for you, I'm proud of you, because I felt like I saw this potential in you and you needed a kick in the ass to get there. You were a young kid who didn't understand what it really would take. And I was even younger than you when I was with the circus trying to do the same thing you were trying to do with grown men, wanting to fight grown men and not feeling bad if I was bleeding out of every hole in my body.
You was 19, I was 16,
I was
17.
16 trying to do this, man. Like, what you talking about? And, and you took shortcuts to get there, and there's certain lines that I wouldn't cross. I for instance, Tony Schiavone, I would talk all the shit in the world to him, but I would never lay a hand on him because there's just certain things that you don't do. You don't cross certain lines.
I'm a proper villain.
He's a proper villain. He's like, but you say the devil, you say you're that dude. All right, well, here's your chance to prove it. And he turns his back and he kind of, lets Max have a moment where he can hit him if he wants to. And Max is looking like, you son of a, like he wants to hit him, but then he doesn't. And William Regal turns around and says, you got a lot to learn, kid, and walks off. And it's just like, wow. Like, both of them, first of all, round of applause for that damn promo back and forth, because that was amazing. And this storyline, it just seems like it's right now, it's AEW's best story, short of, I guess, what could happen with the Elite, but we'll get there. But it's definitely their best story being told right now.
It is.
And MJF is doing a hell of a job. William Regal being added to this whole storyline now, it's awesome. The whole thing with the firm, look, we just saw this with Daniel Garcia, where Daniel Garcia said, oh, like, he's a pro wrestler and he's, not a sports entertainer, Chris, and like, you don't understand. And then he turns around, he turns on Daniel Bryan. So this feels like it's more the same. It does. I just have a hard time believing they're going to turn Max fully face.
No, they're not. They're not.
But it is intriguing, and I like the way they're telling the story. So that's where I'm at with it. Where are you at with all this?
First of all, shout out to Get Your Podcast, our Chi-Town brothers out there. What up, guys? Here's my thoughts. So the story between MJF, my favorite heel in AEW. I love the story. It's the top story in AEW. But my nitpick is I feel like they're telegraphing, because your point, we've seen this with Danny Garcia with the whole flip-flop. Mm-hmm. And then we've seen it with other characters like Luchasaurus with the whole flip-flop. Mm-hmm. So I feel that it's just a swerve for MJF that and possibly that in the end that the firm is going to get involved. Maybe William Regal get involved too in the match, and he's going to switch allegiance to MJF. All right. And my only problem with it, because they're telegraphing, because I'm enjoying the story so much that I want to get I don't want to know what's the next move. No, I want to be unexpected. I just don't want to all right, I follow this. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. And that's how I feel about the story. All right. And I think that's AEW's problem with their storytelling. They just can't, they hit you with swerves, but then they hit you with the swerves that you see it coming a mile away. And I think that's their issue. And that's one of my issues with the MJF story.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it seems pretty obvious what is probably going to happen here. I will say I do appreciate that they went the extra mile with this one, where they have, MJF getting put through the table and getting the beat down and all that to add some more doubt to it, because I look at it and I say, man, I'm intrigued. I am interested in how they're going to play it and how far they're going to take this, because this seems like, okay, you could lure him into a false sense of security, him being Jon Moxley, to think that, okay, MJF is going to play this in the straight and narrow. But I feel like John's character would say, look, I don't believe it. I don't trust you. I don't care.
That's true.
Look at, now I'm taking it back to WWE, but even with Seth, John and or Dean at that time and Seth Rollins, even his character then, if we're doing long-term storytelling, because I feel like all that stuff in WWE does count for their character in AEW, for story purposes, that his character never forgave Seth. He always held that grudge against him. He never forgot. And so usually with Dean / Jon Moxley, whenever someone crosses him and they are, they show themselves to be, a piece of shit or a liar or whatever, he holds on to that. And so for me, I think that even though it's telegraphed, I still think that they will play it smart, or at least John will play it smart, because that's his character. Because remember, these storylines, I feel like, are not really the result of what Tony Khan wants. I think it's more of what the wrestlers are trying to.
Yeah, this is their
themselves.
story.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
Tony
not
Khan has
Tony
no
in a writer's room saying, "Okay, I'm gonna map this out and I've got the master plan." No, Tony's not that dude. That the way it's showing right now. The reason why we're getting the storyline like this is because Max is a master storyteller.
Exactly.
Because William Regal's a master storyteller.
Yes.
Because John Moxley, to his credit, is a master storyteller.
All facts.
And like these guys are going to weave this tale and tell this tale in a very smart way. And so that's why I do think, even though it's telegraphed, I think it's a damn good story. And I think that, you know, I hear the nitpick, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah, but see, the problem
it's
with
like, okay, how
the
about
problem
this?
with telegraphing is,
well, just to give you an example that
yeah.
will be close to home for you is look at Sami Zayn, right?
Yeah.
Sami Zayn, that's telegraphed as hell. We know eventually Sami Zayn is not going to be a part of the bloodline. Like this whole thing feels like a setup.
I don't know, man. They just telling it so well. Even from this last episode,
yeah.
I'm like, bro, I don't know where the hell they're going with this story. I literally don't, and that's what's so good about it. That's why it's the best story in professional wrestling right now.
Yeah, but let's be real for a second. You really think that Roman Reigns really likes Sami Zayn like that over Jay? Because
I'm gonna be real. Because the way the story is, at first I would have been like, nah, he ain't going, he ain't falling for that. But just a little nuances from Sammy. The tribal chief put him in charge. He's basically like the lieutenant now. Now he's moving up to right hand man. I don't know, bro. And now you see that Jay is kind of on the outside looking in.
Come on,
dude,
really?
No. Dude, I'm being real. I gotta be real, bro.
I don't buy it for 1 second. Nope.
Hey,
that to me is more telegraphed than this. Like that is more. Come on, Jay Uso.
I disagree.
That Jay Uso. What did Jay do to deserve that? You know what I'm saying? Like if that's what we're really doing, like what did he really do to deserve that? The fact that he's just too loyal, that he's too passionate, that he cares too much about getting the job done, and he wants to get everybody a little bit too much. Like, come on, man, no.
He's not listening to his tribal chief. Come on, man.
It's so telegraphed.
He's not listening to
Roman
his tribal
Reigns,
chief.
He was so adamant. Look, the way that Roman even built this, it was about family. And Sammy kind of snuck his way into this group. And like Sammy has no championships. And he made it such a big deal about he doesn't like to see his cousins lose. He doesn't like to see, or his brothers lose. He doesn't like to see his family, not be champions. And he's warned them a couple times, like, hey, don't you lose those titles.
That's true.
Sammy don't got nothing. And he's just this dude is keeping him close for a specific reason. And it's not because he likes him.
I don't know.
He's using this man for whatever master plan he has, because you got to give Roman Reigns a little bit more credit than that, because I feel like what you're saying, you're actually, in a way, the tribal chief, the way that if you really believe that he's just going to accept Sami Zayn like that, I feel like I would lose respect for Roman Reigns and the guy that he is.
He was talking about tonight, I might call Sammy, like, we're going to change his name. He'll be dubbed Sammy Oos.
Come on.
Sammy Oos?
Stop it.
I removed the honorary and just call him Oos.
That's where it's a farce. That's where this whole thing is going into a farce if he actually does that. You can keep him around as an honorary Oos and he's there kind of helping out. And yeah, that's cute. That's all that. But there is no way that Roman Reigns actually respects Sami Zayn over Jey Uso, who is an undisputed tag team champion. He was the right-hand man for this entire title reign that he has. They fought. He's the only one that he actually fought out of this group. He actually wrestled him, fought him, had one of the greatest Hell in a Cell matches of all time. Yep. That respect had to be earned through blood, sweat, and tears, literal tears. And you're telling me Sami Zayn is just going to walk up and just be, you know what? You're the new right-hand man. You are Sammy Oos for nothing. This man has done nothing. He has no titles. He has no street cred. Nothing.
And he took some licks from.
Stop
it! Come on,
man.
He sacrificed himself. He sacrificed himself to protect the tribal chief, to protect the bloodline.
Let's just call it what it is. Devin loves some bloodline.
I do love some bloodline.
Chief.
Hell yeah.
He wants us. They can do no wrong. This is a telegraph. This is as telegraphed as it is. When it happens, that Sami Zayn has to go against Roman Reigns or Jey Uso, we'll revisit this because we could go on.
We can park a lot this. We gonna park a lot this.
We gonna park this because this could be its own show. We'll be here for 2 hours talking about this. I can
feel a whole debate about this.
Feel it. Oh man! All right. So, but as far as MJF goes, like this dude. He's the man. Like, to me, he's my favorite AEW wrestler right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Like right now, he's number one. Not just heel or face or whatever he's gonna be, tweener. To me, he's the one that I get the most excited about seeing on screen. When you tell me MJF is about to be on TV, I'm like, oh man, I got to see this dude. And the storytelling he has going on right now is awesome. So I'm all about it. I'm all for it.
He gets it. He understands it because when he was gone for that 2 to 3 months span. AEW, man, it was getting rough at times to watch. It almost feeling like a chore.
Facts.
Because my favorite heel was gone, man. The mouthpiece, the one that tells stories, the one that seldomly wrestles but still entertaining as hell.
No, totally facts. Well, another group that I feel like has gotten a lot of people wanting to see them every week and people tune in for are the Acclaimed. And they're new rivals in Swerve in Our Glory. Yeah. Now we've got Swerve in Our Glory versus the Acclaim Part 3 getting ready to happen. I think it'll be at Full Gear. I'm not sure, but they are the number one contenders. I think
now. It'll be Full
Gear. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. They're the number one contenders now. I guess the question around this matchup is, are you excited about round 3? Round 1, it kind of came out of nowhere, like, oh, damn, like this match is amazing, Round 2, we expected a certain outcome where, you keep the heel champions winning and strong and you just keep that momentum going and keep the Acclaim on the hunt. But they didn't do that. They ended up giving the Acclaim the win, which I was fine with as far as like, hey, it's going to be a popular, a results for a lot of people. A lot of people are ready for the Acclaim to be champions. But we were sitting here saying, you know what? You got to keep that going because once they are champions, then what? Well, the then what now is let's have them fight again. So I don't know if this is a forever feud or what, but we're at part 3. So the question now is this feud still exciting? Are you still hyped for it? Where are you at with this?
It's mid right now. Once they wrestle, once they come to fisticuffs, that might change. Yeah. But the story, the rinse and repeat, the little side mission the Acclaim had with can't do the scissoring anymore, that kind of took it out of it a little bit. I'm like, okay, what are we doing?
They're using chairs now. they're scissoring with chairs now.
Yeah, like a little loophole, but still, man, it's. I'm like, come on, man, let's get back to like, cause they're the newly AEW tag champs, and they should be presented as well. But I'm seeing them on. Well, I'm not watching Rampage, but they're on Rampage, having matches, doing promos. I'm like, what is going on, man?
Yeah,
but it's just they just suck the momentum out, man. Yeah. And so it's just mid. It is mid. All right. Shout out to Universal Wrestling Podcast. What up, Nick? We see you. Oh, Dom is in the chat. What up, Shield brother?
Oh yeah, let's acknowledge the fact that this is game 1 of the World Series is going on as we speak. So I know a lot of people are going to be watching that. All I got to say is go Phillies. Sorry, Astros fans, but go Phillies.
Yeah.
I definitely want to see Schwarber, Bryce Harper go ahead and win it all. That'd be awesome. So definitely pulling for them. So yeah, I get mad villainy. Get show. Yeah. MJF is doing the thing. He's doing the damn thing. We'll see. There's a master plan going on there. Now, as far as Swerve in Our Glory and the Acclaim, I'll say this. I'm hyped for this matchup from the standpoint that both of these teams can go. Anytime you're going to tell me that Swerve Strickland is in a match, I'm excited. Keith Lee is in the match. I'm excited. And the Acclaim, man, like they're just a fun team to watch. So just as a match, just taking in a vacuum, I think it's fine. Overall, the momentum for this feud, I think it was dead when the title change happened. And so now giving it to me again, I'm kind of like, okay, I wasn't expecting that. I thought they were going to go against FTR. And maybe that would have been a better choice because that's fresh, that's new. And shit, like, is FTR finally gonna collect all the titles?
Nope.
Like, that would have been kind of interesting to see versus the Acclaim. Now we're going back to this feud, and it's like, I'm pretty sure, I'm about 99.99999% sure that the Acclaim are going to retain their championships.
Of course.
I feel like this whole match is about, will Keith Lee get tired of Swerve and the break, or Swerve get tired of Keith Lee and the breakup happens right after this matchup? Like, that's actually what I'm waiting for, what I'm more anticipating is this the end? Is this match their last match as a tag team? So it is still interesting to me, but it doesn't have that same feeling because I don't fear a title change. I don't think it's going to happen. I just Friday Night Wars. Oh man, look, I'm not trying to compete with the World Series.
We the ones. Yeah. We the ones. Matter of fact, hold on. Where my video at? Where my yeah.
Hey man, I'm curious what the ratings are like for the World Series because baseball, I know, have been struggling. It's hard. It's hard. They're competing with basketball right now too. Football. There's a lot going on, man. Like SmackDown just finished. Rampage. I mean, no one's watching Rampage.
No one's watching Rampage. Come on. Ratings are probably worse now because of the World Series.
Yeah, but I guess to the last point I made about the split. Do you think that the split is happening right after this, or you think they're going to keep going on with this? Like, where do you think they're going with that?
I think they should do the split and not string us along. Because AEW does have a habit of stringing along stories.
Yeah. Story
like
too long.
Like they did with Julia Hart. That was like a 6-month heel turn. I was like, bro, come on. We know it's going to happen. Just get there. Just fucking get there. All right? So just learn from your mistakes and just nip it in the bud. These two dudes are on different pages. All right, Keith Lee and Swerve, let them have a singles match, and maybe we can get some momentum from both of these guys, and they can have some singles careers in AEW.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Sister-in-law in the chat. What up, sis?
Nah.
Sister-in-law.
There we go. Salute to you. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's interesting. You know, there was I think it was Wrestle Talk. I think it was TK that had put up a top 10 wrestlers who are already basically thirsting to go back to WWE. And two of them that they had on that list was What Culture. It was What Culture, not Wrestle Talk.
Okay.
And two of the wrestlers on the list were both Keith Lee and Swerve. And especially Swerve with, Hit Row being back in WWE. And it's like, man, Hit Row should have, Swerve. Like, it feels like I'm enjoying what Hit Row is trying to do, but there is a glaring hole where Swerve was, and it just feels like, oh man, they miss him, and they should keep trying to make this work.
Yeah, like I get it, it's the OG3, but it was actually Papa H idea that, like, hey, how about you use Swerve? He raps too. I think it'd be a good fit. He was the dude that put the bam on it. The bam.
Yeah, exactly.
The cherry on top.
He was a star attraction, man. It just is what it is. So for me, it would be awesome to see Swerve. No one knows their contracts, but these guys there. But for Swerve to find his way back to WWE, Keith Lee, I feel like that's probably not happening. Keith Lee, they tried and failed, and I'm sure Keith Lee is probably like, look, he's found a home. He seems like a loyal dude, So I feel like that is what it is. But anyway. As far as them singles in AEW, I don't have the highest hopes for either one of them in a singles run in AEW. There's something that tells me it's not something to get too excited about. But we'll see. But I do think the split is probably going to happen really soon. If I had to put a timing on it, I would take the like over under. Will it happen right there, or will it go past this match at Full Gear? I would say after the match at Full Gear. I think that they will kind of string us along, like you said. So We'll see. What's Tim saying here? Swerve and Our Glory had to go over FTR. It's 1-1 in the series. Got to have the rubber match, but they shouldn't have made this whole feud over Daddy Ass. And yes, I think it's their last match. Yeah, so over Daddy Ass. Yeah, Billy Gunn somehow has become like the most popular thing in this whole thing. So that's kind of interesting.
More over slightly than the Acclaim, man.
Yeah, well, I mean the chants and everything, like it's for him, like, and it's interesting. It's interesting. I mean, he's a legend, so it's okay and it's understandable. And these two are basically trying to become like the next Road Dogg and Billy Gunn, essentially, So I'm okay with that. Johnny. Oh man,
Johnny
did not watch any part of the Bloodline tonight.
That's all right. I got you, Johnny. I got you right now.
Johnny,
we're gonna do this right.
You there, sitting at home. Acknowledge me.
Yeah, Johnny. Welcome to the chat.
The running storyline, long-term booking between Devin and Johnny Ortega. This is something it's must-see TV. Let me tell you.
It is. Oh man, just keep bringing that energy, Johnny. I love it.
Oh man, let's switch gears over here to the women's division, and really what I just wanted to bring up here was one. Every week that we do this show, I feel like it's going to be, important to bring up the women's division because AEW won't really bring up the women's division as much as we like. So I'm just going to make this a regular thing. The biggest thing for me here is we do have Jamie Hayter, I believe, as the number one contender now to Toni Storm's interim championship. So what's kind of nice here is that Jamie Hayter won. She was on television. She got a win, and she's been consistently on television recently. I feel like in the last couple of weeks, she's been kind of highlighted. I think there is a recognition that the crowd is into her, that the crowd wants to see her, step out on her own and be a solo star. And they still are not giving us the split. Like we still haven't had that happen, which is another example of us getting strung along with certain storylines. Yep. But overall, what I will take as a positive is that at least they're listening to the crowd and they are featuring Jamie Hayter more. So that I do appreciate. And so now let's see, Jamie Hayter versus Toni Storm. I don't think Jamie Hayter wins, but I mean, if I'm writing it, you know what? I kind of think you should, because Toni Storm, the interim title run that she's had has been forgettable. Yeah. It's like she's just kind of there and it's doing a disservice to her as much as it is to the championship. I feel like it feels like they really don't think of her as a champion the way that she's being treated.
Well, that's how they treat their champions besides like Jade and Britt Baker. Everybody else is like, fuck them.
No, I know. And it's sad to see. It's really, what the hell is happening here? Okay, well, I won't bring this up, but SmackDown, I got it going on my screen. And
yeah, go and bring it up. It already passed, man.
This is wild. Emma?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow, that's out of nowhere. Yeah. What the hell? Okay. All right. I mean, wow. Okay. That just came out of nowhere. I'm looking at my screen. I'm saying, what year is this? What's going on? What's happening? This is great. No, this is great to see Emma. Jesus. Okay, so Emma versus Ronda Rousey. Cool. All right. I'm with it. Let's go. Welcome back, Emma. I feel like Papa H is just going to say, hey, every week we're doing this. Something's happening. Someone's coming back. We're going to have moments on these shows. So, yeah.
Won't even be surprised if you see right here, Tony back in WWE.
Oh, man. H. I mean, look. So that list at What Culture, oh, shoot. You know what? Give me a second. Looks like my battery's gonna run low on my laptop over here. Yeah, I just got a message. It might happen any second. So
cool. I'll run through the chat real quick. All right, I'll run through the chat. I'll take over. I'm the captain now. All right. Well, we got Drew, Yari. Toni Storm is okay in the ring, but she has zero connection to the crowd. You know what? I will strongly disagree, sir, about the she's okay in the ring. She can go. She got an amazing finisher, but yeah, she doesn't really have a connection to the crowd, and I think that's just because of the booking. You know, she's just playing this background role. It's nothing, you know, like a main character. She's just a side character for Tony and AEW right now. Even Paige right now, she seems forgettable. Even Paige.
Saraya.
Oh yeah, Saraya. I'm sorry, Saraya. Saraya.
Man, I mean, I remember when I would see clips on social media
I agree half
of Tony Storm, you know, just wrestling in Japan and wrestling just overseas before she got invited to the what was it, the Mae Young Classic.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember thinking, man, she'd be great in WWE. And then she got in the Mae Young Classic. I was like, oh man, like someone sees something here. Of course, it was Triple H. And she was in there 2 years in a row. And then she won it the second year. I'm like, yeah, he's definitely seeing it now. And so she was in NXT. And I don't think she ever fully became what I thought she could become in NXT. But I always saw like, man, there's a star quality to her.
It is
that, you know, it's just untapped. And then she got to the main roster, and you know, the whole thing with Charlotte, and it's just like, oh man, like Vince definitely doesn't see this. I thought she fell just short of it in NXT, but in WWE, it was like, what the hell is this? So then she goes to AEW, and I'm like, you know what? This kind of fits her as far as like AEW has that indie vibe. And she, you know, really thrived on the indie scene. So let's see. And they'll let her do her thing. And here it's like the presentation is good. Her being interim champion shows that, hey, they do see that star quality in her.
Yeah.
But it's just that, I don't know, like they just, one, I think for her, there's no like promos. There's no like, you know, to that point about connection with the crowd. Like there's not that thing that, you know, she's saying or doing that really stands out to hold on to, you know, like as a fan, I'm looking for her to really just break out somehow, you know, and she hasn't done it. She has the look, she has the wrestling skills, she has it all, but there's just something. And honestly, it may just come down to, hey, just give her a microphone, let her start talking, let her have some feuds with people. But we've been saying that about, I mean, pretty much all the women in this division. You know, that they have that potential. It's just they don't really give that. They're not really given that opportunity to shine on a consistent basis. You get one week, and then 2-3 weeks later, maybe you see them in like a tag match or in a 6-woman tag, or if anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's tough. I think developing her into a star in AEW is going to be very difficult, given the way that they do their development. You know, her back in WWE would give her another chance to become a star. And you know, Papa H knows how to do that with these women, you know, and the same goes for Athena. You know, I think it's the same thing where star quality is there. Everything is there.
Yeah.
But
Move
just,
set. Yeah.
You know,
yep.
Fall flat. But that's AEW with the women's division, you know? So
why do people always say like that when anybody that makes their debut from WWE to AEW, game changer? Game changer. They're gonna be a star.
Well, that's what it was when it was Vince. You know, no one says that now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and honestly, we haven't really seen a jump since Papa H took over, you know, to AEW. It's been the other way around where you see people returning to WWE. You know, so I feel like timing is everything, right? If Triple H would have been in charge, you know, let's say when Undisputed Era, you know, basically left WWE, when Adam Cole and all these guys left, you know, the landscape would have been completely different. You know, a lot of these people would have stayed. The Keith Lees, you know, would have stayed. You know, Swerve would have stayed. Tony would have stayed. Like all these people that came up under Triple H and NXT, they're not leaving Triple H for AEW. They're just not doing that. But at that time, it seemed like the only way they could they could have that creative freedom to do better things. So, you know, but I think now
with no structure is just nothing, man. Because they have no structure over there. So it's
you
like,
say that, but think about the indie scene that they're coming from. You know, like in a lot of these companies, it's kind of like AEW, where you don't have these whole, like New Japan, you know, the way I see it is very similar to AEW as far as, well, even New Japan is kind of worse because you don't really get, like, from what I see, storyline, story structure, all that is coming from the wrestlers, and they don't even, it's more of a sport. Like they treat it more like sport there than even AEW does.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I feel like a lot of the wrestlers that we're watching, it's like, it's if you are happy with that, if you enjoyed your time in New Japan or in Stardom, you know, or, you know, ML Dub or Impact or some of these places. I mean, Impact maybe is a little bit in between all this. You're probably okay going to an AEW because the way a lot of us probably thought of AEW is it's like New Japan, but on TNT and TBS, you know? So if you were a fan of that, this is very similar to that.
Just think
all I'm saying is,
show.
You know, to your point about her going back to WWE, I think for her to be a superstar, I could see her having a better time or an easier time becoming a superstar in WWE because they have that structure to help you get there. But with AEW, kind of the benefit at the time when it was Vince was, hey, you know, this guy's crazy and he's wanted me to get cake in the face and all this stuff, and it's just kind of goofy shit, whereas I can come here and wrestle. Like, that choice for her, I can understand it. I get it. It's just the landscape has changed now, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I get it, you know, because of basically different management styles. I just think about Keith Lee would have stayed. We probably getting like Keith Lee versus Brock Lesnar or a triple threat.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
Keith Lee versus Brock versus Bobby. Oh, my God. Like, dude.
I mean, we know Brock just, you know, always wants to fight the brothers. So, yeah, eventually.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's going to come down to that. Brock and brothers, man. I don't know.
I don't get it, man.
I don't.
We'll see.
What's up, Facebook user? Like, what's up, guys? Tony don't book WWE guys after their debut. Well, that's
yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
I can't sugarcoat that. That is,
yeah. I mean, it's
we've seen it. We got 3 years of data
like,
now.
Go up, they do debut, they get the ratings boost, and that's it.
Get excited,
you know?
game changer,
like, okay.
Game changer, yeah. And then
yeah.
AEW Dark, AEW Elevation, Cesaro or Claudio catch him on AEW Dark.
I mean, he was on Dynamite. He was on Dynamite too. He wasn't just on Dark.
Nah, but yeah.
So
but now
the women are usually they're relegated to Dark, and
of course,
the
only
AAC
one
champion is the Dark champion. So
yes,
that's how that goes.
Orange Cassidy, he's not on AEW Dark with the championship, is he? I don't watch it, so
well,
let me know in the chat.
I
need to know these things.
We're going historically because, you know, oh man, if Triple H took over 5 years ago, there's no AEW.
Oh, of course.
No,
of course.
I don't agree with that. If Triple H would have taken over 5 years ago, AEW would have just had a lot of their original still. There wouldn't have been this mass exodus of NXT and WWE talent to AEW. But I do think that because that would be saying that the Young Bucks and Cody and all these guys would have chosen to sign with WWE over trying to build something out of, you know, what, you know, all that was. Like, they had a dream, you know, they had a collective dream to create something that, you know, was AEW. And I feel like Tony Khan, no matter what, he wanted to create something. You know, he felt like I can do this. I can create my own company.
I disagree because it was basically an answer to Vince.
Let's just call it
was basically just an answer to Vince. Okay.
I feel like you have just decided that you hate AEW. Let's just go ahead and say it.
Whoa!
Let's just go ahead and say it.
Whoa!
Let's just stop.
I never said I hate AEW.
Put your stamp on it.
I can't say that.
Is brought up, it's negative. Go ahead. Say it.
I can't say that. I won't say that. I say AEW sucks. It does at times.
Okay.
Storyline sucks. The way they book their women, it sucks. You know,
all the way.
The WWE debuts, just like the Facebook user said, they make their debut.
Just say it.
It sucks. I said that plenty of times.
You hate them.
Whole bunch of episodes. I don't hate them. I don't hate them. No. That sounds like some hate. That sounds like nah. It's just I'll say this, that yeah, they do suck, but if Triple H did take over,
This is like you saying, pro wrestling and sports entertainment is,
it is the same thing. It is the same thing. Chat,
you
let Hafeez know. Let Hafeez know.
I can say there's no difference. What's the difference between you saying AEW sucks and me saying, hey, Devin, just say you hate AEW? It's the same damn thing.
Hate is a powerful word.
No,
all right?
Look at you.
I can say,
differentiate hate and sucks, but he can't differentiate pro wrestling with sports entertainment
because it's the same thing.
No,
Sports entertainment. Sports wrestling is a sport. You just said it. All right, and then entertainment. All right, pro wrestling. I even brought up the definition.
Why the Jericho Appreciation Society calls themselves sports entertainers, and why they had the whole feud around sports entertainer or pro wrestler. That there is two factions that are clearly established as being different. And you can go ahead and say whatever you want to say.
Thank you, Shield brother.
But sports entertainment, and I know Dom is going to say what Dom's going to say, and that's fine. Love you, Dom, but no. Sports entertainment and pro wrestling, literally, I mean, so we're saying that Jericho is just full of it? What are we saying here? Like,
no, he's just
Daniel
working
Bryan
it. That's part of it's part of the work. It's part of the work.
Okay.
All right. If we was to bring him into a shoot interview style,
so the wizard, the whole thing with the wizard, you don't think that's a joke talking about sports entertainment?
Like I said.
All right. No. All right. We're just.
If we had Daniel Bryan and Chris Jericho in here with the shoot interview style, and I asked them, "Hey, is sports entertainment wrestling the same thing?" And they'll say, "Yeah."
Sports entertainment wrestling. Hey, man.
Thank you, TK. We got more. Go on, chime in. Let Hafeez know.
It is what it is.
He will see the light.
A million people can come in here and say that. And look, all I'm looking at is sports entertainment, the glitz, the glamour, the Undertaker.
Yes. I thought that was the mock WWE. Of course, yes.
Right. Because they're saying sports entertainment. Exactly. The goofiness of it, the over-the-topness of it, the Kango hats. Like it's all that extra shit. Pro wrestling.
Look, what's up? I don't hate him. Thank you. That's another right. Hafeez is trying to put words in my mouth, saying, "Oh, you just say it. Just say it. You hate."
No, you do. You actually do because every time we talk about AEW, there's hate.
How's there hate when I say, "All right, MJF is my favorite heel in AEW."
That's MJF,
but he's part of AEW.
Oh, so okay, hold on. So. Will you give Tony Khan any credit for anything going on in AEW right now? Any credit? Let's move on.
I give him credit for putting an alternative program together to be the money. All right. I give him credit for that. All right, that's done. It. That's where it stops. That's where the bus stops.
Where's Wardlow?
Tell us the difference. But somebody calling you out, Facebook user.
Look. I am exhausted having this conversation with everybody here. I am exhausted. I've said it so many times. We've gone over it so many times. It's hilarious. So at this point, look, Vince McMahon coined the phrase sports entertainment to differentiate himself from everybody else, right? He coined the phrase.
Hold on. But do you know?
Do you want to explain this or not? You want me to talk about it or not? You don't cut me off.
Hold on. But do you know the history, the reason why he called it sports entertainment, though?
Do you want me to keep talking, or do you want to just take over?
All right, go ahead and explain. Okay. I'm just saying, I know the reason why he called sports entertainment.
Okay, go ahead. You go ahead.
All right. Go ahead. But even Dom said it on our show when he came on. He's like, the reason why Vince called it sports entertainment because he didn't want to get sued for the fight association or whatever commission. Mm-hmm. So to avoid those issues, he called it not a sport. He called it sports entertainment, not the pro wrestling. So he found a loophole. All right, That's the reason why.
Okay, so what is that? So okay, fine. So when it comes to sports entertainment and pro wrestling, the way that I look at this is this: one of my favorite wrestlers is Bryan Danielson. Okay, and Bryan Danielson has always been like, "Hey, I'm a professional wrestler," and he detests sports entertainment, all the over-the-top stuff, all the extra stuff. He just wants to go out there and wrestle. We're not talking about UFC. We're not talking about fighting. We're talking about pro wrestling. We're talking about the technicality of it. We're talking about the rest holds, the submissions, that type of wrestling, what they try to do with the Pure Championship and ROH, where it's all about the tactical, the technical, all of that. It's not about, all this extra shit that goes into doing like, the characters where they're over the top, and you've got the Undertakers and you've got the Umagas and all that extra shit going on. Like even Jericho with the wizard character, there's supernatural stuff going on. Like there's all that extra shit. That's the sports entertainment aspect of it. Having a NXT 2.0 where every other segment is going to be like some talk show or all this extra shit. It's like all of that goes into the sports entertainment aspect of it. When it comes to a professional wrestler, there's just like, hey, this is what I do. I am a pro wrestler. I am a guy who is all about the art of actually wrestling. So that is where I'm at with it. That's what I look at, because Bryan Danielson, I respect him and I go with that. And I see it even when they're doing the storyline, which, yeah, it's comedy. Yes, what Jericho is doing, but there's even a distinction when they bring out Lionheart and then they're talking about the Wizard. Like there's two separate types of people. When you think about the Dungeon and you think about Bret Hart and you think about guys like that, like there's a certain style that they do versus sports entertainment. It's like Hulk Hogan couldn't wrestle a lick, but his character was over his shit. Like that leans itself more to sports entertainment.
All right. So what if we had a wrestler that said, we asked him that same question? All right, sports entertainment, pro wrestling, is it a difference or the same thing? And they said it's the same thing.
Look, if
it wouldn't change your perception.
Look. Here's what I'm saying. I just told you that Bryan Danielson labels himself a professional wrestler. Okay, not a sports entertainer. That is a wrestler. So what are we talking about right now?
Well, that's part of the show.
Like, here's where we'll disagree, because I really do want to end this whole debate, because I feel like we're not getting anywhere with this. Okay, it is up to you to decide what the hell you want to enjoy and what the hell you want it to be. If you want to say it's the same, I don't give a shit. I don't care anymore. I'm done. It's a stupid debate. Okay, I'm over it. I'm going to choose to look at the detail of a guy like Bryan Danielson, and he chooses to say, hey, there is a difference for him in the styles that he likes. He doesn't like the sports entertainment style. He likes the professional wrestling style. That's more him. Cool. So for me, that's what I'm going to choose to look at when I see the differentiation between pro wrestling and sports entertainment, is there's all that extra shit. And I'm not even saying I don't like it. I'm not even saying I don't like sport. I love The Undertaker. I love
Never
Kane.
said you
I love
said
characters
that.
like that.
Yeah, we get that.
No, but I'm just saying for clarity's sake. So just to put this whole thing to bed, anybody that wants to say, yo, professional wrestling, sports entertainment, whether it be a fan, whether it be a wrestler, cool. That's cool with y'all. But I understand when a person says pro wrestling versus sports entertainment, there's a difference to them. I do see where they're coming from. I will not disregard somebody who says, hey, there's a certain style I like and there's a certain style I do not like. And that's the differentiation with me with pro wrestling and sports entertainment, is that pro wrestling, you take all the bullshit out and you just go straight to the wrestling. We're not talking Greco-Roman. We're talking about within pro wrestling, there's a certain style that they do that's still scripted that works within professional wrestling. But then there's all the extra shit with the over-the-top characters, with the talk shows, with the talent shows, with the obstacle courses, with all that extra shit. We're gonna do an arm wrestling contest. We're gonna do all this extra shit. That sports entertainment aspect that people choose to look at and say, hey, this is goofy, that extra shit. That's what I see they're talking about. And I'm choosing to say, hey, I understand, I get it, I empathize, cool. But honestly, it's not even like that shit doesn't entertain me too. It really doesn't matter. And so for me, it's like, whatever. You want to bring up a wrestler who says it's the same thing. Cool. To them, it's the same thing. But I can bring you another wrestler that says, no, I do see the difference. And it won't matter to you. So who gives a shit? So I'm not going to care. Like if one wrestler says it's the same, but another wrestler says it doesn't, that just means our perspectives are different. And that's fine. We can. That's the beautiful thing about being individuals. Like I can choose whatever.
I just disagree with the context when you say, oh, Daniel Bryan said, or Bryan Daniels said, oh, it's a difference. Okay, if he would have said that in an interview, all right, there's a difference. Cool, I respect that. All right, cool. But he said it at part of a show, part of AEW. All right.
It was
I'm
before.
talking about.
No. It was before AEW. It's been since basically day one. Even that when he was in WWE, like with the Miz, even there's situations where he just look. Let's get back on track. All this stuff with sports entertainment, pro wrestling, I've already said my piece.
Thing.
The people who want to say it's the same thing, ain't no problem. It's all good. I understand. You look at the words and you say sports entertainment, pro wrestling. Vince McMahon just changed it to sports entertainment because he didn't want to get entangled with all that other shit. Cool. That's fine. You have at it. I don't care. I really don't care. But for the people who say, hey, you know what? Professional wrestling, sports entertainment. I mean, there's a different style in both of those. I get you. I understand it. It's cool. It's what it is. Let's move on because this debate right here goes nowhere. So it's all good. It's all good.
Sure. Okay. Cool. All right. Sports entertainment, pro wrestling, same thing. It is decided. Let's go. Next subject.
It is not decided for me, and I would appreciate that respect for one half of this show if you acknowledge the fact that we are split on this because it is not decided for Clark Street. It is decided for you, but as far as it being the same.
Once
and
you
it's
see the light,
for me.
once it hits you, you'll be like, oh
no.
I get it now.
For that, Devin, like as a unit, understand that Clark Street Wrestling, we are split on that. Okay, so and it's fine. It's fine. All right, but do not. It is decided for me on that. No, absolutely not.
It is decided for me. All right,
for Devin. So you post that shit, you put that shit out there. Please put Devin and make sure that it's not.
Oh, they know. They already know it's me.
No, they don't know. And I'm just
they know it's me when I'm posting.
Well, no. Just make sure. I'm putting it out there right now so it's known because I will be hot if I see that shit and it's like, oh, Clark, it's like, no, hell no, it's not. Hell no, and that's all love, but that's real.
We need some sports entertainment and pro wrestling, Clark Street Wrestling merch.
Y'all with this, man. Jeez.
Oh man, I love
tried
this.
To switch this to Where's Wardlow about 20 minutes ago.
Nah, it ain't happening. We're gonna have this discussion.
Nah,
get it out
again. Never again. Y'all can have that.
Ivan might bring it up. Ivan might bring it out. Like, let's bring that up for a separate debate.
I'm telling you right now, that shit is over for me. It is done. DONE done.
Sure. Okay.
Sure, my ass. This is real. I'm a grown ass man. I'm telling you right now. That shit is done.
Okay. Cool.
Bitch.
Where's Wardlow? I found him already.
Where is Wardlow? Jesus Christ. Oh my God. All right. So Wardlow is defending the title tonight, or did defend the title tonight already against Matt Taven. He was having a matchup against Matt Taven for the TNT Championship. I guess the reason why I wanted to bring up Wardlow, one is, okay, he didn't have a match on Dynamite. Now he's having this championship match. I believe it's happening on Rampage, or it happened on Rampage. I still feel like this dude needs to be better represented on Dynamite. Like him being a part of Warjo, yeah, like that's cool and all. Like him being on a tag team, but the fact that, again, this is like, look, at one time we had the TNT Championship and the AEW Championship feeling like they were on that same level, and now it seems like, you know, the TNT Championship has kind of become this afterthought where, and maybe they're going to turn it into the Rampage title, much like the TBS Championship is. You know, maybe that's their plan. I don't know, or maybe there is no plan. But it's still weird to me that, you know, a guy like Wardlow, who, again, I compare him to the Bobby Lashleys, to the Gunthers, you know, which they get featured so much and they get put in this light like they are future champions. I mean, Bobby Lashley's a former champion, and they treat the Intercontinental Championship like it could main event Raw pretty much every week. And then you got Gunther, who, you know, coming from NXT UK and then NXT, Papa H loves him. They're putting him, I said it last time that we were talking about this, that he could be next in line as being that dude, like on a level of like a forever champion on the level of a Roman Reigns when it comes to he's unbeatable. Like, if you remember his NXT UK run, like that run right there was this run for Roman Reigns before Roman Reigns had his run. Like he held on to it for I think 2 years, and it just
over
seemed
700 days.
Yeah, it's almost 2 years. And it was just like, okay, this guy is unstoppable. Like, I'm just gonna stop picking against him because he beats everybody. And so the way that they put those guys in on that kind of a pedestal, and then you look at Wardlow, and it's like, okay, we may see him, we may not see him. It's just like when Ricochet was Intercontinental Champion, or United States champion. It's like, is he gonna be there? Like, is he in the company? Like, what is going on? Like, is he on main event? Should I check that out to see Ricochet? Like, where is he? Like, it's just weird, and Wardlow is kind of on that level. If I'm to put where's Wardlow as far as like a pecking order in wrestling, I feel like it's not even to the level of like when Miz was Intercontinental Champion. Like, Miz took a lot of pride in being Intercontinental Champion, and if you remember, like the Talking Smack episode when he had enough.
At 2016 Miz, that dude was different.
I loved it. I mean, what's not to love about that? I rewatched it recently just to say, like, wow, this dude, the passion that he showed, and then they went somewhere with that. It's like, cool. Wardlow had a moment like that where he got on the mic and he said, look, I'm tired of this. People saying I lost a step, or not lost a step, I lost momentum. Like, what
you did.
He was upset. He spoke on it. They weren't playing his music on time. There was all this shit going on, and I'm like, well, shit, that's okay. They're gonna do something with this. And then it's like, I don't even think he was on Dynamite the next week after that happened. And it's just like this up and down thing with Wardlow now. Again, Wardlow is cool, but it's bizarre. It's bizarre to me to see him not featured on Dynamite. And Rampage, okay, he's got the match against Matt Taven. Cool. That's coming up, but
I don't even care about that.
Yeah, I mean, if like
I'm
Kingdom,
on my phone,
Matt
that's
Taven,
a phone match. I don't care.
I'm just saying, it's like Juice Robinson against John Moxley. It's like, okay, there's a if if you know those guys, you can have fun with it, but it's not it. It's not the type of matchup you want to where you say, oh, I'm excited. The matchup really is Wardlow versus Joe at this point. Like, they're building them as a tag team, but really, I'm just waiting for those two to split up and go against each other. And I don't know if it's unify the titles, but like, just have those two guys face off against each other, because that's the type of matchup I want to see for Wardlow to really make him a superstar. Joe, a guy who's great on the mic, he's part of our intro. Like, the shit he could be saying to Wardlow would be insane. And that would push Wardlow to another level to where, hey, you're either going to step up or you're going to get stepped on like John Cena did to Roman Reigns on the road to their first matchup.
Don't remind me of that.
What's that?
I said, don't remind me of that.
Hey, man, it happened. It's part of history, okay? I know you love Roman Reigns, but come on now. Like, that's facts. But you see, here's the thing. It took something like that to help Roman get to where he is now. Think about the growth that we've seen from Roman Reigns since then. Amazing. You know what I'm saying? But like, if you don't have him have those moments, if you don't even believe in him to put him against John Cena, Roman Reigns is not the guy he is now. You know what I'm saying? But they saw something in him to say, oh, you're going against John Cena. It don't matter what happens. And even after that promo, just, I want to call it a debacle, but he got toasted. He got destroyed. They still gave him the win. They still were trying to build him. Obviously, the heel turn comes. Like, you saw the belief in him. Do they believe in Wardlow to that extent? Does Tony actually believe in Wardlow to be that dude to where he can say, you know what? I'm going to put you against John Moxley. I'm going to put you, maybe history. Like, maybe they go that route because there is a story there. But, like, I don't know. I don't know if they actually believe in Wardlow.
No. I can confidently say that. Just the way of the booking. I don't even care about Wardlow's championship reign. You know what I'm saying? After having this amazing story with with MJF, they haven't split apart, getting out of his contract for MJF, cool, had all this momentum, you know what I'm saying? Symphony of Power Bombs, got a cool finisher. They give him the TNT Championship, and it's all downhill from there, man. It's just, I just do not care. Like, cool, if he can have some banging ass matches, cool, but I care about the story. Tell me the story so I can care about the matches, because that's how my brain works when it comes to professional wrestling. All right, tell me the story so you get me intrigued, and they're telling nothing about Wardlow. All right, he had, like you said, he had that one moment. Yeah, there's some talk about I lost some momentum. You did, sir, and you haven't got it back since.
It's crazy.
All right, you need to be knocking on Tony's door and like, bro, what the fuck? I'm your TNT champion. I'm your TNT champion. I need to be booked like a champion. You know what I'm saying? Even on WWE, Dominic Mysterio, he's not a champion, but
we're getting there.
He's a bigger star than Wardlow, bro.
You're 2 segments away from.
Yeah, I know. I gotta say it though, just to put the perspectives out there. Just to like, hey, it's levels to this shit. All right,
that's crazy. If
you tell the story, you get people to care. Man, it'll go a long way, and that's what they need to do.
Yeah, no, I agree. He just, it's just deflating. It's just so upsetting to just like, I'm a fan of this dude, and you know what? We've seen this before. Yep. Miro, actually, we're seeing it now with Miro. Like, Miro's next.
Matter of fact, yep.
Miro's next.
Next week.
Where's Miro? What is going on?
Next week.
That dude is awesome. Yet he can't get on TV, and that is worse than Wardlow. At least Wardlow is champion, and he gets a segment, and he's on Rampage. Is Miro even on Rampage?
Dude, why is Miro getting treated like this, man?
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
Dude!
I'm thinking about it. I was like, yeah, like who else is? And I thought about Miro. I said, damn, this is worse than Wardlow. Hey man, next week we're talking about this. Where's Miro is next.
Yep.
Viewers, listeners, prepare yourselves.
Yep. Get ready for the graphic, the hat, glasses, everything.
Miro is next. Jesus, that's so fucked up. I'm so like, come on, Tony. Do better.
See, I have valid reasons to call why AEW sucks. I don't hate it, but man, bro, it is rough at times watching this company.
Oh,
they don't,
man.
Like this is the reasons why they do suck, because they're not even building as a weekly episodic television show. It's just an indie show. That's all it is. All right. But if they get out of that shell, break out of that,
some people would say it's not a bad thing.
No. I'm sorry.
Being an indie show.
But you got to tell stories though. You got to tell stories. You got to. Look at Impact. They tell stories.
Yeah.
They tell.
I guess what we're saying, because not to put down the indie show, right? What you're saying, what I'm hearing, is that the it's random, right? There's like a randomness to it. There's not so here's the thing. They do like the wrestlers themselves are in control of this whole thing. And I think that is good and bad. Right? Yeah. So the wrestlers will tell a continued story, but there's not a bigger overarching plan for what's going on, how all of these stories can kind of link together and kind of crescendo at the same time, because you have some of these stories that are just way too long that just keep going and going and going and going. We're waiting. Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker. What is the end goal there? I'm a fan of Jamie Hayter. That is a great outcome, is you get people to like Jamie Hayter, but what are we building towards? Is Jamie Hayter going to become champion? Is that where we're going? Like, she's going to be the new AEW women's champion? In WWE, that might be the case as far as why we're telling the certain story we're telling with her, right? But here it's like, It's just what we're doing today. It's just Wednesday.
Yo,
it's just Wednesday.
just
you
Wednesday.
know, that's all it is.
What's on the agenda for this week?
That's just what we got.
Next
you know,
week.
there's no bigger plan here.
No.
It's just Wednesday.
There's
We
no
gotta do a
tree
show.
branch. It's just gonna fucking fall off. That's all that's gonna happen.
You know, like,
All right.
that's crazy. That's crazy. So I hear you on that. I feel like indie shows are fun, and you know, I think
I'm
it's
not knocking
okay.
the indie show, but once you're gonna present a wrestling show on TV, you gotta tell stories. All right, that's my point. If you're gonna present a wrestling show on TV,
Yeah.
all right, for an audience that's watching on TV, you gotta tell stories. Live show, cool. You know what I'm saying? When me and my daughter went to Rampage, we saw CM Punk. You know what I'm saying? Debut, yeah, cool as ever. Now it's done, but it was fun. We had fun at the show, all right, because it's a live experience. But on television, translating that into television, it's a different story, and I think that's what they got to improve on, man.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think so. Looking at it, they are individually, each wrestler is trying to tell a story. I do see them all trying to tell a story. The stories just aren't that compelling. And overall, the stories are not coming together in a way to where it's like it's planned. Like, it's funny because you mentioned you don't want it to be too telegraphed, but in a way it's like you don't want it to be too telegraphed, but it has to feel like there's a plan. Like it's a real balance here where good storytelling will feel like, oh, this was meant to happen, but it's not so obvious that it was meant to happen, you know? So it's tough. It's tough. Like, again, we talked about the MJF storyline. Amazing. I think that right now is amazing. And I feel like Full Gear, we get our crescendo. That's awesome. Jericho is typically a great storyteller. You know, John Moxley, Bryan Danielson, anything that you see with them. Bryan Danielson has something now with Wheeler Yuta that's starting out.
I don't know what, right.
But I'm getting into it. I feel like there's a great story that's getting ready to be told there. You know, and even within the Blackpool Combat Club, are they going to implode? Like, what is going on? You know, and William Regal's talking to MJF. Like, are they cool now? Like, what is happening? So, to me, there are juicy stories within AEW. I just feel like what you're saying is that there is kind of like a lack of direction overall, and some of the less booked wrestlers just feel like throwaways. They're just like there one week, not there the next week, and it's like, you know, or some of the stories, they just seem like they take too long. You look at Jungle Boy and Christian Cage, and it's like, God, where is this going? What is happening right now?
Dude, just drop the story.
so that's where it's like, okay, I feel you. There's that mixed bag. It's like, man, I hate to say this, but you know, and Halloween Havoc, it's kind of like, you know, a microcosm of some of what we see with AEW, where they will have great moments and great matches here and there, but the overall execution, you look at it and you're like, oh, damn, you know, like, what is going on? And maybe I should just change the channel, or you know, if I have a DVR, I'll just fast forward press this part because I really don't care. You know, like, it's just, that's kind of the vibe that I get from AEW right now. Is there's certain things when MJF is there, I am focused. I am tuned in. I am paying attention.
My phone is down. I'm paying attention.
Right.
I'm like, yes, sir.
Can I say that about everybody else?
Nah.
Not so much. Not so much.
I'm on my phone. I'm like, what's going on? What my tribal chief say? What my tribal chief say? What he on? What he on?
Where's my tribal chief? We're almost there. We're almost there. Jesus. The one thing you pull from WWE, of course, is going to be tribal chief. Good Lord. Well, before we switch gears to WWE, let's talk about the tease. Let's talk about the Elite. So there was a tease. Surprise, surprise. Hey, man. So the tease, it kind of just came out of nowhere. It looked like we were going to commercial, but then they started showing clips of the Elite and sound clips and video clips of the Elite. Yeah. And they would show like a picture like this, like we're showing right now, and it would just kind of like fade and disappear, you know. And so all throughout their history of being in AEW, they just showed them kind of like talking, and then it would disappear, talking, and then it would disappear. So now it feels like, well, shit, you're talking about them, they're coming back. Like this, I just saw the
Oh, I thought you noticed it before.
See, this is why I say Devin hates AEW. What? Why is that necessary? The elite, aka fake bloodline.
It is very necessary.
About the bloodline when you say the elite.
It is necessary.
Unnecessary.
It's very necessary.
Slander. Chat.
No,
Slander.
no.
Reason.
I want all the smoke. Give it.
I'm built differently.
Why? Oh man, I can't even focus now. Oh, geez. Okay, so let's get back in.
Fake blood.
So, yeah, we got the elite kind of being teased now. There's the CM Punk part, which I don't know what the hell's going on that side. But with the elite, when you saw that, when you saw the I can't even call it a segment, but the visual, of the elite being showed on screen, and then the way that they were presenting it, what did it make you think of? Like, where are you at with the elite? I mean,
when I
don't know where you're at with the elite, but say more.
Well, I saw the promo. I thought it was a cool visual, the whole little Thanos getting erased, snap, and and you hear they talking about we're gonna bring change and all that, and they're just slowly disappearing. I'm like, all right, that's cool. Seeing the elite, coming back to AEW, it brings a little bit of excitement, but I'm just gonna wait, just a little bit. But I'm gonna wait and see what they're gonna bring, though. Because I just don't care right now. I gotta be real. I don't care about the elite, aka fake bloodline. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
Unnecessary.
Unnecessary. It's very necessary.
So unnecessary. Oh man, look. When I saw it, I was like, "Oh, okay, all right." So now we're gonna get some kind of continuation, some kind of maybe some answers on what the hell is going on. I'm looking forward to seeing when they do show up. What are they going to talk about? What's the first thing they're going to do? Are they going to try to ignore the fact that any of that happened? It seems like from this, they're not going to, because it seems like they are trying to draw attention to the fact that they have been quote unquote erased from all things AEW. The Trios Tag Team Championship reign, they got stripped right away.
Never happened.
You're not seeing them in like the intro, and when they talk about AEW, no one brings up the elite. So, I mean, that video seems to be a direct, like, hey, we are addressing this. We are going to like either just make a joke out of it or just address this in some way. But I appreciated that in some way we're going to use what's been happening in some kind of story capacity, and not just like bring them in and try to like ignore everything that's been happening over the course of the last couple of months. What they'll be able to say and not be able to say may be limited, and I mean, there's so much going on with this whole thing, but I am excited. I'm excited to see what happens, because there's whenever something like that happens, like, you would be stupid not to try to use that as far as a storyline or something. Like it's gonna be the elephant in the room every time they show up. What the hell happened, and where is CM Punk and all that? So in some way to address that and use that, even if it's not a direct match with CM Punk or anything like that, to just be able to address it and use that to gain ratings and to get people talking is smart.
It's
right?
for business.
Yeah. So I am excited. I'm excited to see how they deal with this, how they return, what energy they have. Are they faces? Are they heels? Like, what's going to happen there? Kenny Omega is awesome. He's just, I feel like, even with some of the reports that you had heard, some of the rumors that we had heard, I feel like, I'm not even sure why he was necessarily even put into the suspension with what's come out on this. But, for me, I am excited. I'm totally excited. I guess as an aside, when it comes to CM Punk, because that is the elephant in the room, even in this conversation. No, we don't have anything concrete with CM Punk other than, I think his guy Ace Steel apparently is not with the company anymore. Like, he's done.
He's done. He's terminated.
Done. So let's just, look at it from as CM Punk. If CM Punk were to come back right now,
Yeah.
let's say he showed up, next week's Dynamite. What would your feeling about CM Punk be? Would you be like, I don't know, what would it be? How would you feel like you would feel about CM Punk return?
It's crazy, man. I just didn't like the disrespect he's shown towards Tony at that whole media scrum. Like, forget all the rumors that you heard backstage, whatever. What I visually saw during that media scrum left a bad taste in my mouth of what CM Punk was doing right in front of his boss, and I didn't like it. It was being totally disrespectful.
Yeah.
Not respecting the title. Like, man, you treating him like he's just like your subordinate, or he's just nothing. And I didn't like that, man. So if he was to come back, it wouldn't get me to care. You know what I'm saying? Because he's left such a bad taste in my mouth, man. So
Yeah.
if he was to show up, I'd be like, okay, whatever. I might be on my phone, I might not. Because it's just he sucked the fun out of wrestling, man. You just suck the fun of it. And I love having fun with wrestling. When you suck the fun of it, bro, I can't mess with you on that point.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I feel like in some way, if CM Punk showed up, the only way I would be really interested in it is if he addressed what happened. And I would feel like there would have to be on a real tip, if they're not going to have a storyline with this and they're going to try to work together in some way, then there's got to be apologies. There's got to be some way where they just kind of like, come together and somebody's got to apologize. And I feel like CM Punk does owe an apology in all this from the way he handled even just the media scrum.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I would be looking for. Like, is he going to address that? Is he going to in some way apologize for what happened? But yeah, it's tough because I just want it to be addressed. I feel like there's no way I'm going to be able to go past what had happened, and just act like none of this stuff happened. Like, it's just gonna be weird.
Because he just want, like, from that pay-per-view, or not pay-per-view, it was the pay-per-view.
No, it was.
He beat John Moxley. He got the title, but he got stripped, the next night. Right. So he has to speak on it. So I don't see any way of him avoiding that.
Like, even now, I feel like, and I don't know, maybe there's a legal reason why, a lot of people are not speaking on it directly to the media to say what's going on. But
That's true.
I feel like I want somebody to say something concretely about what is going on. I don't want a Meltzer report or a report from anybody else. I want like someone that was involved in what happened to speak up and say what happened.
My source.
Yeah, like it just, whether it's the Bucks or it's Punk or it's Ace or whoever, like, address what happened, because it's just this weird thing that, there's all these rumors kind of telling the story, and we can try to piece it together, but then there's this lack of trust of, is this even the real story?
Yeah.
So I think that would help as far as like, hey, let's just put it out there. This is what happened. And then from there, it's like, okay, now we all clearly understand what happened. And then go to some kind of solution after it's all out there, as far as the fan relationship to the product. Because, yeah, you show the Elite on TV is cool, but like you just said, you're kind of tuned out. And then if CM Punk shows up, you're kind of tuned out. So there's this thing right now that's hanging over their heads. It's this black cloud over all of these guys. And it just, I think, stems from, we really don't know what happened. And maybe we never know, but I just feel like that would be kind of a disservice to not just address this elephant in the room and say, hey,
they
look,
got to.
This is what happened.
Yep.
This is what we're doing to rectify it. Done. And then we can move on. Whether it's a storyline or not. If it's, because I would have no problem with them using this. If Kenny Omega and CM Punk can work together and use this in a storyline, cool. Some kind of shoot storyline a la Edge, Matt Hardy, I'd be cool with that. The way that this is going and the way, I doubt it as well.
Right.
But
they can't be professional. That's why they show me they don't know how to be professional. Dude, you seen it's crazy. Years ago in WWE, you saw Edge and Matt Hardy, who publicly, we heard about Lita that was with Matt Hardy, but cheated on Matt Hardy with Edge, and they put they beef aside and be professional and worked and took care of each other and be safe. You know what I'm saying? Off of that, but you got some guys who just being straight up petty on AEW and who can't even be professional, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's just.
Facts, yeah.
Just sad, bro. It's just sad. And then what else too about the Elite, man? What worries me as well? All right, they coming back, but somebody's gonna be getting taken away some TV time. Is it gonna be a tag team? Is it gonna be Wardlow? Will it be the Acclaimed? Somebody is gonna be like, hold on, I need to recoup my time. All right, and I think that's gonna be the sucky part about that.
I mean, but that's it with anything, with anybody, like that would be like saying, well, if, we got Keith Lee and Swerve back in WWE, that someone is going to lose TV time on Raw or SmackDown. Like that's a part of it. I hear you on that, but I'm not as worried about that aspect because that just comes with getting new talent, but to the point of just this, there's an elephant in the room. There's a dark cloud, over this whole thing. They just got to address it somehow, some way, and be smart about it. And hopefully they do. Hopefully they find a way to do that with at least the Elite coming back. We don't know if CM Punk's ever coming back or ever wrestling again, but we know that it seems like the Elite's coming back. So we'll see how they handle it.
What do you think of this comment with Hafeez say? Will they do a NWO storyline out of it where they're not under contract once they start appearing on TV again? Since they're getting erased.
So like the outsiders, like they're the outsiders basically.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. I'd be okay with that. I'd be cool with that. I mean, it's weird because the outsiders, the whole thing with them was that they came from another company, and they really had no connection to WCW, and it was weird. It's like what is Razor Ramon and Diesel doing here? Whereas, I mean, the name All Elite Wrestling comes from the Elite. So it's hard to be outsiders when your name is inside the name of the company.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So that's an interesting one. But I feel like, the fact that maybe they feel like they're being treated like outsiders in the company that they helped build could be a storyline that they do, that they feel like, okay, you guys are trying to forget us, but this would not exist without us. So that would be kind of the way to do that, where it does feel like, okay, yeah, we're not under contract, we're not a part of this company anymore, and we feel disrespected because hell, you guys are eating off of what we built, So that's how I see maybe kind of bringing that into the story. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I probably feel the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm done talking about AEW.
Because you hate AEW. All right, let's talk some WWE and let's talk about the aforementioned Judgment Day.
Yeah. Some WWE.
Oh boy. Yeah. Oh man, if there wasn't a bloodline, you could say that the Judgment Day right now are the best faction in WWE. I mean, this faction right now is just on another level.
Man.
Now, I mean, all of them really, and Damian Priest is still kind of a little bit on the outside with story.
He's there though. He's participating.
He's participating. Yeah. Rise
for the Judgment Day.
I said rise. I see rise. So, and I appreciate that, man. They gave him something. He's got the biker look. I get it.
Yep.
But Finn's got his thing, man. All the swag in the world, feeling himself. Letting AJ know, like, dude, like all you guys, this club. I was the original founder of the club. I made me shit. Right, me. And you got Rhea, the X Factor, just in all their ears, but especially Dominic's ear, just motivating, telling him those sweet nothings, and he likes what he's hearing. And then, who would have thought? Who would have thought when you saw him as a little kid, you know, when he's up at the in the crowd, and Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio are having a ladder match to be this, that kid to be this. To the point, this man, oh my God, he has learned how to generate heat. He has quickly understood, hey, there's certain things, certain triggers you can say to piss people off.
Oh, yeah, he went there. He went there, too.
This dude, this man, you had the clip. I'm built
differently.
Right? I'm built. And that was in reference to him beating AJ Styles, right? So
he was like clean in the middle of this ring, bro. I was like, what? Bro, he is feeling himself.
That's accurate.
Yes,
that's accurate.
I stay running with the clips.
Oh, he's built differently. And then he said, the more I think about it, I'm this generation's Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, yeah. I was like, oh, shit. They was like, boom. And then he took it another step. He was like, no, you know what? Eddie Guerrero
was his generation.
Dominic Mysterio. I was like, oh, shit.
Holy shit. This kid, he's different. He's different, all right. He's different. Then AJ came out, and he's like, what? You this generation's Eddie Guerrero. You more like this generation's Ellsworth. I'm like, oh no. What? You calling him no chin? What's going on, AJ?
Oh shit. Yeah.
So, but Dominic, keep doing what you're doing.
Yes,
that
sir.
was awesome.
Yes.
That shit was awesome. I saw that. I heard him say the words, and I couldn't believe it. I said, "Oh my God, we're going there. We are going there." I thought he was gonna say something more along the lines of like he's Eddie's son. Like, just go ahead. Like, we've been having that. I thought he was gonna say that.
Almost.
But this right here is kind of. It's just almost more like it hits different. You know, hearing him say, "I'm this generation's Eddie Guerrero." It's like, what? Oh, you know people are gonna boo the shit out of
They were
that.
booing the shit out of him.
Wow.
Booing the shit out of Dom, bro.
Hey,
he is growing into this road, like growing. He's not where he need to be at, but every week he is progressing, bro. Every week, man. That's what I like. That's what I like, bro.
Yeah. Like in ring, I feel like, you know, he can definitely use more work. But what I love about the in ring is he's playing up that, you know, at times where he's getting beat down or he's losing, he'll play up the kid like, oh, please, no, stop. No. Like perfect heel tactic. You know, Chris Jericho, you know, used to do that back in the day too. Like, no, don't hit me. Don't hit me in the face. You know, like stuff like that. It's smart. You know, it's smart heel work to do that. And yeah, and actually Eddie Guerrero too. Like he was one of the best too to just be like, you know, find ways to lie, cheat, and steal.
Mm-hmm.
So kudos to Dominic, you know, for doing something that at one point I did not think he had in him. I gotta admit, I did not think he had this in him. I was like, Dominic is a heel? Like, I don't know, man. I mean, you know, you see him with his father, and he's just so baby faced, and it's just like,
son,
you know, like that's just it's just oh man, this kid, and I'm remembering him as a kid, and literally, you know, with Ray and Eddie, you know, just fighting over the custody and all that. It's just like, wow, this kid is gonna be healed. Yeah. And then you see this, and it's like, yeah, this kid is healed, and he's doing a damn good job. So. Yeah, shout out to Dom, man.
That was shaking the little ladder as he was watching his dad going up. This the dude. This
the
is
dude.
dumb, bro. You know what?
Man.
I'm built differently.
I gotta say it again.
Golly.
He said that with his chest, man.
With his chest. Love it. Keep doing it, Dom. Keep doing it. The whole Judgment Day too, man. They just gotta keep this energy, keep this
Well,
swag.
Rio did what was it, the Doc Gallows?
Oh yeah, Luke Gallows. She slammed him it's crazy. She could have done it to AJ, the smaller guy, but no. She went and grabbed the biggest member of the club and slammed his ass, and cleanly too. She picked him up and did not struggle. She's strong as shit. I mean, it's just that's real. You seen Rhea working out and all that, man, like the shoulders, everything. She is jacked.
Traps.
Yeah. No, her and Raquel are like, they're on a collision course, man. That shit needs to happen on WWE. Those two are they are built differently. Yeah, man. So this whole faction, definitely, they're awesome. They got to keep this going. The second best faction in WWE, for sure. If not for the Bloodline, they'd be the ones. But hey, Judgment Day, they're doing their thing, and
I say
adorable.
Bloodline, 1 and the Judgment Day 2, maybe 1B, because they come on 1B, because I gotta respect what they did at Extreme Rules. They took out 2 Hall of Famers in one fell swoop.
They did
2 Hall of Famers. I'm gonna take out Edge. I'm gonna take out your wife.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. And Rey Mysterio too got handled too. Now he's on SmackDown. They sent his ass off to another show.
So, dude, how you gonna let your son get you like that, bro?
Yeah.
How you gonna let your son run you off like that, man? Come on, not me.
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
Not me.
Yeah,
no,
man.
Sir.
It's something, man. We'll see how their continued growth, but I am definitely loving it, and they've come around from a team, from a faction that you would say, oh man, like is this gonna be like what was that one that last faction that was just trash? Retribution, thank you.
Yeah.
They were like 2 steps away from being Retribution.
It's very touch and go.
It was right there, but I was like, this shit ain't working. What the fuck? What is going on?
Yeah, I was like, what is Finn doing? I was saying Finn need to be in there. Finn is perfect. He having fun.
Dude, I told
when
you.
When they came out there, he was doing like the mummy walk. He is just having fun out there.
He's having a great time. I said, keep your eye on Finn, man. Keep your eye on him, because I'm seeing some shit this dude is doing. He had the do-rag hanging out his pants, and he kept adding more shit. Like, Finn is doing some shit, man. Pay attention. And yeah, he's doing his thing. They're all doing their thing. So shout out to them. Got to get a t-shirt. Got to get that merch. That's the next step. Is that woo?
Both gonna be rocking our Judgment Day merch, proud with our chest, like the Judgment Day.
Differently.
yes.
Now put that on a t-shirt. All right, next up we've got Seth versus Mustafa. So not a few I saw coming. Not at all. I actually had forgotten about Mustafa. I wasn't sure what was going on with him. We could have easily done a "Where is Mustafa?" Just graphic too for the past couple weeks or even months, maybe. But now he, out of nowhere, came up and he's letting Seth know. This was 2 weeks ago. He's letting Seth know, like, hey, when Bobby Lashley was champion, which I'm like, okay, you guys are retconning some shit, because I don't know if this conversation actually happened, but okay. Like, I talked to Bobby Lashley, and Bobby Lashley said that I would be next in line for a title shot. And Seth is just kind of like, what the hell? Do I look like Bobby Lashley? Right. Get out of here. Unless you're trying to party, get out of my ring. What's going on?
I'm trying to hear that shit,
right?
Man.
He's like, well, as long as I'm around, I'm going to be your problem. He said, you know what? I actually like you, man. So, I see all the work you're doing. You're a good dude. I like. And he just pops him in the face, knocks him, throws him out the ring. Problem solved. He's just walking off. I said, if they would have ended it right there, man, I don't know what I would have done. I would have died laughing. because that is
Dude, yeah, that was some like, drink your juice in the hood. And he just walking up, talking all nonchalant. Like, man, I actually like you. You'll get rid. What the fuck?
right.
I was like, oh, shit.
Right. So, but then Mustafa got his come up, afterwards, just kind of getting involved in the main event. It was Riddle versus Seth. And then, Seth ended up winning the match, but then Mustafa actually, I think Seth win the match because Mustafa's interference? Now I'm trying to remember. It was 2 weeks ago.
I don't remember.
Long story short, Mustafa got involved. And
I thought he got involved after the match, but maybe
maybe
have
it was
that wrong.
after.
Yeah,
but got involved, got some licks in. Basically, was standing tall. When it was all said and done. So and it's a continuing storyline. I think they're going to have this match at Crown Jewel.
It might be. It got to be.
It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So how are you feeling about this matchup here, Mustafa versus Seth Rollins? I mean, with Seth, this is his first, or I should say, second title defense that he's going to be having after defending against Riddle just now. But just overall, like, I'm excited to see anything that Seth does. And with Mustafa, I feel like it's cool to see Mustafa get back into the limelight a little bit, and have an opponent like Seth, and the wrestling style between the two. I feel like Mustafa can push that faster, pace with the high flying, the top rope, the daredevil aspect to it. It's gonna be real interesting to see Seth going back and forth with someone like that. With Riddle, it was kind of like, all right, let's bring out the almost like the MMA, the submission, the hardcore fighting, and just fight and brawl. Now we're getting back to, well, Mustafa is one of those tactician, like I guess high flyers, and he's very fast paced. Will Seth match that, or will he slow it down? Like try to say, hey man, like I'm gonna little brother you a little bit.
I'm gonna break you
rest
down.
hold. It's interesting. I'm really into the potential match and how they go back and forth in the ring. The outside the ring stuff I think is kind of interesting, but I think more so in the ring, I'm really interested in how their styles clash. Where are you at with this?
I'm intrigued on both sides, inside the ring and outside. I feel that we're getting more of a 205 Live Mustafa Ali, with the with those promos he used to have, the grungy promos. So him going after Seth, love it. I'm very excited to see their wrestling styles just merge and see what's going to happen, and then see if Seth can bring up Ali too. And let people know, like, hey, you need to pay attention to this guy. So I wonder if even though Seth is going to win, but will he be able to put over Ali for the end result? That's what I'm intrigued by.
That's a big question right there.
Yep. So I'm very excited for this match, man. Two good workers. We already know Mustafa Ali can do something in 205 Live, on what he did with Cedric Alexander, OP Buddy Murphy when he was down there in 205 Live. So I'm all for it, bro.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with that. It's going to be real interesting to see. Hopefully this can help Mustafa become more of a regular presence on Monday Night Raw, with this storyline, because he definitely has that potential. Like you said, a lot of what we saw from him promo-wise before was, stuff on social media. He would do those, video with like him just kind of out in the streets, out in the city. He would talk about being a former Chicago police officer, and just it was real, it was raw. So just to see that brought to Raw proper now, be real interesting. And then, like you said, with him and Cedric Alexander, the back and forth that they had with 205, and just some of the ways that they tried to even build their storylines for even just 205, like it was awesome. And I'm hoping that, this really just catapults him, because he's had so many like little missteps here and there, between when he got injured and Kofi basically took, the run that he may have had, which is insane to think about.
Kofi Mania kicked off because of Ali.
Yeah, because he got hurt. He took a spot, and then it's like Kofi main event, or is one of the main matches of WrestleMania and wins the championship. Like, what would that have been, Mustafa? Would he have been WWE
should have been me,
dude? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy to think about. And Seth. I mean, he's this is gonna come up. You know, like always number 2, always second, always never quite getting there. They gave him a faction flopped. Retribution sucked. It was terrible.
Garbage.
Like
Garbage.
It's just every time, man. Like there's just something that stops Mustafa from becoming that next level player.
Even so that one they had teased that one promo. He was saying about, you know, he's going to be promoting like a new America. Remember that promo?
Oh yeah,
and it was canceled. And we're done.
Yep, I saw that on social media, and that was it. That's the only.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's intriguing. Yeah. So, but you know, he had some start and stops.
Yeah,
just didn't help too.
Man, it sucks. It sucks for him. But this one, I mean, you know, going against Seth freaking Rollins, that is awesome. You know, that is an awesome matchup for him to potentially have. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
The one thing I feel that Ali is like, I'm your problem promo, like Marina the problem gimmick in a way, but I'm invested. Okay.
Yeah. I'm with it. I like it, you know, that he's just going to be that pest until he gets what he wants. And, you know, Seth is going to want to overlook him because it's like, dude, you're not on my level. And he's not, you know, like Ali, Mustafa is not on Seth's level. But, you know, I like that they're playing this like, you know, Ali is going to be really relentless and just be that menace to Seth until he gets his way. So,
but Seth is going to get in his head. He's going to start cackling. He's going to do.
Absolutely. You know we getting that. You know we getting that.
Yep.
And Seth's going to win this matchup. It is what it is. But just let's try to get Mustafa Ali over in the process of that. So we'll see.
That's what I want.
All right. We had a return to a proper gimmick, proper character here with Nikki Cross. The return of the no more ASH, no more almost a superhero.
No Nikki Ash.
No, right.
Crazy Nikki. This Nikki right here. That's what we're getting.
Right, exactly. So yeah, man. I mean, this kind of came as a surprise. I mean, they were building this up little by little.
Shout out to the Phillies taking game 1 in the World Series.
It's all Phillies. Go Phillies. I want that to happen. Let's go. Fuck the Astros. Quit cheating. No. So yeah, just you know, with Nikki, it was a slow burn for a while there, where it seemed like, okay, she was the superhero, but then she turned heel, and then she slowly, like, she lost the cape, and then she was wearing the darker colors, and then she wore the jacket. So it was like she was trying to figure out what this was, and then finally they just said, you know what, we're gonna call her Nikki Cross. She shows up in the middle of the Bianca Belair matchup and Bayley, and just, you know, just went nuts, you know, just went off on everybody. You can't even characterize her as a face or a heel. You know, she's basically a tweener. She went after Bayley equally as much as she went after Bianca. Mm-hmm. So I thought it was a great return to form, and I want to see more. I want to see her, you know, continue to get into that Nikki Cross side and be as close to the Nikki Cross as we saw on NXT, because that is definitely the best version of her character, and we've never seen that in WWE. So I want to see it.
Yeah, man. Same here, man. I was very excited seeing Nikki Cross, and shout out to Corey Graves, even like just letting the audience know who was watching on TV, saying, "This ain't Nikki Ash, this is Nikki Cross." And you just saw her just getting on Bayley, getting on Bianca, just acting all crazy, and I'm like, oh shit, like, oh, we getting NXT Nikki Cross, and I'm down for it. So compliments to the chef, Papa H, you know what I'm saying, once again, you know, showing love to the women.
Let's see what you're doing there. That's good.
What?
Hate.
Just saying, just showing love to the women. That's all I said.
I wholeheartedly agree, because on the other side, it ain't nothing like this. You ain't getting this kind of, you know, limelight on the other side. No. So I definitely agree with you there. Oh man, this too. So you have Nikki Cross returning, you know, to form, and then you had kind of an unveiling of a new version of an old character in Baron Corbin now called the Wrestling God. Wow.
I'm a god.
When JBL would, first of all, JBL is still a great promo.
Oh, yes.
Still a great promo.
Killed
That
it.
dude just
Killed it.
is he getting better with age when it comes to promos? Maybe.
I don't know.
Because the promo skills have not gone away, and if anything, they're just as great, if not better than they were before.
Oh my god.
So yeah, he's goated. You know,
Got the crowd to cheer him, and in 2.5 seconds, they were booing this man, bro. Booing the hell out this man.
Dude,
It was
he's a master
loved it.
storyteller. He knows what he's doing.
yes.
And then he puts over Baron Corbin and calls him this generation's wrestling god. I said, "What? Oh God, hold on,
Kenny
hold on.
Omega?
Like, are you? We doing this? Yeah, we doing this." And Corbin standing there like, yeah, trying to take it all in. Like, yes, you damn right. I mean, first of all,
Oh shit.
the moniker. How do you feel about it? Second of all, just the pairing of Baron Corbin and JBL. I hope it's long term. I hope
I
JBL
think
sticks
so.
around.
I think so.
But yeah, how you feel about all this, man? Because you gave Baron Corbin props not too long ago, you know, and we both sharing that we both respect his work. But you brought it up specifically, so just what do you think about this?
Love this package. You know, you got JBL doing awesome heel work. Now a heel manager for the wrestling god, Baron Corbin, not Happy Corbin, wrestling god.
Yeah,
Baron Corbin, man. And you know what? They got I don't know about his wrestling gear. It's
I don't know about that. I feel
Yeah.
like because it looked like an apron, you know, and like it was like almost skin tone, like parts of it too. So I was like,
It was
is he
weird.
wrestling naked with an apron on.
Yeah, it was like a
What
nude
is
color
going
on the side.
Yeah,
and I was
what
like,
is happening? Like, what are they
the
going
fuck?
for here? But
yeah.
maybe that's like what actual barons would wear in some culture or whatever. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what they're going for. So it looked like straight up like an apron. I'm like, okay, but regardless of that, as far as like you said, the pairing,
Yeah, Don
and
Callis style wrestling.
By God, Omega.
By God, Baron Corbin now.
No,
Get used to that.
Hey. No.
He'll be more over than Kenny Omega.
Jesus Christ. Can't help yourself.
I had to say it because it could possibly be true. Because I'm kidding, but that can be true. I'm gonna get this wrestling guy gimmick over than Kenny by God Omega.
Kenny by God Omega. He's coming back. Anyway. Yeah, I loved it. I loved that JBL came back, and I was shocked that JBL was unveiling Baron Corbin, and that, you know, he gave him the moniker, and what was cool too is unlike Billy Gunn, the one thing I will say, and I'll jump on the hate for a second here. Billy is taking a lot of limelight from the Acclaimed, whereas JBL kind of made it a point. Like, there was a backstage segment where they were interviewing JBL. He's like, "This isn't about me. This is about him. This is about this man. This man is the future.
God.
Put the microphone in his face. Talk to him. Address the questions to him." I said, I like that.
Yes,
I
he
like
gets it.
that. Yeah,
He gets it.
that was perfect. So the fact that JBL is using his cachet, using that Hall of Fame respect that he's earned, and then trying to put as much shine on Baron Corbin as possible. This is the best attempt I feel like they have of getting Baron Corbin to that next level, to where he can be taken seriously as a potential like WWE champion. When you got JBL in your corner like this, I mean,
when's the last time he was champion?
Like any champion?
Corbin.
Shit. I think was he on SmackDown Intercontinental Champion? Because he was King of the Ring, and there was the whole thing with the crown with Shinsuke.
Yeah,
but
that's all.
It's been a hot minute, man. Like he was Money in the Bank and he lost it.
Yeah,
he was King of the Ring and he lost the crown. And yeah, I'm blanking on an actual championship run. You know, because Definitely not
States
WWE.
champion, maybe?
If anything, Intercontinental or U.S. title, but I
US
cannot
title.
tell you when.
Yeah.
Can't tell you. If in the chat you guys know, let us know.
Let us know. Let us know.
Yeah, I feel like Intercontinental Champion is what I would say that Baron Corbin potentially has won it at one point, but yeah, that's going to take some slight research to see if Baron Corbin's ever had that. But I feel like this right here, this is his best chance. This is his best chance to be that guy. I remember when they debuted SmackDown on Fox, and The Rock and Becky were both part of the segment. And at that time, Baron Corbin came out, and I think he was the king, and he had the whole thing. And there was a comment that came out from The Rock. I think it was after the fact. He's just like, loved doing everything, loved working with Baron Corbin. The one piece of feedback was for Baron Corbin to just be a badass. Just be a badass, because he has all the tools. He just has to stop trying and just be a badass.
Mm-hmm.
And I think about that sometimes when I look at him. I'm like, yeah, I remember, and I know you don't want him to go back to Lone Wolf, and I get it. He's something else now. He's wrestling God.
Yeah, he is.
But
Wrestling God.
At that time in NXT, I did see that. I did see like a badass in him. Like, I thought he was that cool badass. Like, Lone Wolf, and the music and everything.
Cool music.
And, the dark cloud that would kind of like go from the video that would just drop down. I'm like, I see what they're trying to do with this dude. So I like that version of him. And I feel like he has that in him. And now just put that into the wrestling God gimmick. Just be unstoppable. His move is already like
one of the most protected moves in WWE history. Only one man had kicked out, and that was Drew. Everybody else beat him.
Yep.
Beat him.
Yep.
Even my tribal chief.
That's not talked about enough. Yeah. Oh, well, Half-K is asking, with this gimmick, does Corbin win the WWE title, Universal title, once they split the titles? I mean, this would be his best chance. If I had to say would it happen for sure, man, gosh, I want to say yes.
That's a few years from now.
But I feel like, if it's gonna happen, we're not there yet. I feel like he'll have a U.S. or Intercontinental title reign first before that happens. So it'll be a couple years before it happens. So I want to say yes, but not anytime soon.
Yeah, I was feeling a little oozy there.
Yeah, he was.
In-ring work, I love JBL, but does Corbin need a manager? Is he over regardless of JBL? Also, I think Corbin could be taken more serious with new gear and theme song.
Definitely.
Yeah, he still got that Happy Corbin theme song, right?
Yeah, that doesn't fit.
Yeah, they might change it. They might change it eventually.
Yeah,
but I think does he need a manager? Yes and no. Like with the gimmick he had, he can talk already. He was doing good. That's why I was able to say, I respect Baron Corbin's, work, because he's on the mic, he's getting good, awesome moveset, got a great finisher. But this was the cherry on top for Baron Corbin, was JBL. I saw this out of nowhere. So does he need a manager? No. But if he's going to need a manager, JBL's the perfect cherry for Baron Corbin. So, yeah.
Yeah. He's actually a former United States champion.
Yeah, so it was United States champion.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I remember that vaguely.
Yeah, I think that is when he was still kind of like that lone wolf character.
Yeah, that long hair.
He had his long hair.
Receding hairline, all that.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Oh, man. So, yeah, hopefully he gets another chance at a championship. He defeated AJ Styles and Ty Dillinger.
Corbin's last championship was the
Hell in a
title
Cell.
in 2017.
Yeah.
Shit.
Baron Corbin defeats AJ Styles and Ty Dillinger to become new United States champion. That was, when was this?
Ty Dillinger?
Oh, that tells you how long ago this was. Ty Dillinger. Ty Dillinger was still in WWE at the time.
Yeah. Now he's in AEW. No one cares.
We won't even do where's he at?
No, because no one cares, man.
No.
I don't.
Give me a hell yeah.
Saddest moments ever. One of the saddest moments ever. Oh, that hurts. That hurts.
Oh man, hey.
Stone Cold did his best. He tried. But I see that, I'm like, oh, why? He didn't know. No one knew how to deal with the pandemic.
No, man, it was new. It was freshly in there. Like, man, rough style, raw with it.
Right. All right, let's talk about the road to Brock versus Bobby. So during the live stream, I think we talked about a little bit where, Bobby basically called out Brock. Brock showed up, and then they had their brawl, and it was cool. It was one of those cool moments where, you got all the, the refs and everybody trying to separate them, and, they're just going at it, and Brock was beating the brakes out of him in the beginning. But then, Bobby put him. It was a spear through the barricade,
Mm-hmm.
and he did that one arm slam spine buster thing through the table. That was insane. Then they did a video package this past week on Monday, just kind of hyping it up a little bit more. So just as far as excitement level, I just wanted to bring this up. Like I am very excited about this. I am hoping that I'm hoping Bobby gets a dub here. I know Bobby won the first one. But Brock has this history where the brothers don't do well against Brock Lesnar.
Oh, the track history is not good. Brock and Brock.
No, she can't.
It just is what it is. So I'm rooting for Bobby. I do not believe Bobby's going to win this match. I feel like Brock, at least to make it 1-1, I feel like they're going to give it to Brock. Roman Reigns helped him the last time. There's not going to be any help from the Tribal Chief this time around.
No.
Yeah, man. This is not feeling good as far as what's going to happen. But I am excited because you got these two mammoth dudes that are getting ready to tear it down. It'll be one of the best matches, I think, on this card. It'll be a fun one. Where are you at with Brock versus Bobby? The road to it, the build to it. Like, how do you feel?
Oh boy! Yeah, I'm ready for it. I am ready for it. Just these two mammoths just going at it. Give it to me. Round 2. Let's go. And this is just a blood feud. They just don't like each other. Yeah. This is no title. Like, bro, I don't like you. You don't like me. We gonna get you. We both gonna get this work. That's how it's gonna be.
That's a great point. Sometimes you just don't need the title. Sometimes it's just okay to just have two guys just go at it because they just don't like each other. Brock really, there's no like why? You know what I'm saying? Why? But I like the fact that, hey, it's like, look, I just don't like this dude. And Bobby is, hey, man, like we know the history between these two as far as how long Bobby wanted a match with him, and it just didn't happen. And then we all remember Bobby Who, from Brock, and finally them getting to face each other. He's like, Bobby Who?
Knock, who's there? Bobby Who?
Right.
Exactly.
Right. So just having a storyline like that, I feel like, I know you disagree, but I feel like Roman and The Rock could be that. Could just be that. Because tying up the titles in that storyline at WrestleMania just feels like a waste. I'm sorry.
No.
It just feels like a waste.
Forever champ.
Tribal Chief, yes, I'm cool with him having a match at WrestleMania and winning. But if it's going to be against The Rock, it's just why?
For all the marbles. For head of the table, for the titles, for everything. For bragging rights. I want it all. I'm greedy like that. All right?
Split the titles. Give it to two other people. Let them fight one-on-one. It's fine. Because that way it's more believable that you would say, oh, maybe The Rock, because the title's not on the line, like he could win. Like this is another one where it's so telegraphed. And you're cool with it. You got no problem with this. They've been building this up for 2 years now.
I will admit, that's telegraphed, but these are just two gigantic superstars. Come on, man.
Yeah, but it's still telegraphed. It's just like, I don't know. Look. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Well, you know what? It's telegraphing right now, but based on how they book it, how they tell it, they could sway the audience. Oh, the tribal chief is gonna lose. You know, this is how they did for when he went against Brock, went against John Cena.
You'll never.
But no, I'm not a non-believer. I'm not that. No, sir. Hell, come on, bro. Really? Head on the table, tribal chief all day. Come on, you know what's up. You know what's up.
Oh man, I feel like, you know, with that one, doesn't need to have the titles, but that's okay. With this one, for sure, there's no titles, and it's great. It's going to be an awesome matchup with these two dudes who are superstars, those top level superstars. The crowd loves Bobby Lashley. They love Brock Lesnar. And just to see, and that crowd out there in Saudi,
they're going to eat that up.
Holy shit.
They're going to eat that up. They're going to eat that up, bro. It's going to be the best thing ever that they saw in life.
Ever. This is just like unbelievable top. It can't get any better than this for them.
This is their WrestleMania. This is nothing but a WrestleMania card.
Exactly. This is it. This match right here.
Yes.
Oh man. Because you know what's not it? Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul. That is not it. That is not it, sir. It is not. It is not Bobby Lashley.
Talk about my tribal chief like that.
Brock. No. This is
like
terrible. I'm mad. I'm mad that this is going to be the main event. I'm mad that Logan Paul is even in the situation. I'm mad at the reality that they're going to try to make it seem like he has a chance to beat the tribal chief. I'm mad. This is a waste. It's a waste of time. It's a waste.
Yeah, sir. Make it the ones up.
We know what time it is.
Yeah.
It should be dominance. It should be Roman Reigns beating the dog piss out of Logan Paul, and he's just trying to escape.
Why are they trying to sell me the fact that Logan Paul just needs one lucky punch on SmackDown tonight? Even when the wise man, he's like, look at the tape. They're showing like boxing videos. He's dodging like he's Ali.
He's not even
like, what the
fuck
is this?
He's not even a boxer. He's not even that.
And Tribal Chief's looking at him like, man, you trying to hear that shit? He was like, well, my doctor know his doctor, and he said he had a surgically repaired hand. He had steel materials in his hand, and all he needs is one lucky punch. I'm like,
so he's Iron Fist now? What is going on here, man? Like, what the fuck? He's gonna just go on fire. He's just gonna hit Tribal Chief with that one shot. Get the fuck out of here. Well, he's Terminator. He's actually part machine now, and he's gonna hit him with a metal hand. Like, come on. Stop it. It's a joke. It's a joke. Look,
dude.
This makes me mad. And
maybe it would be entertaining, but
because Logan Paul doesn't deserve to be in the ring with him.
Even Tribal Chief said, like, bro, he only had 2 matches. I'm not worried about this dude, bro. I'm not worried about him, man. Come on.
I'm built differently.
Oh no! You think Tom to represent Roman Reigns is different? That is different. Oh, that makes my stomach hurt. Oh shit! Just thinking of that representing Roman Reigns. I'm built differently.
He's the Tribal Chief. He is. He's a double champion. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Come on.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Done with this.
I'm done with it. Let's just get there, get this match over with. 5 minutes. I want like spears, Superman punch, spear, 1, 2, 3. Let's go home. No, I don't want any, because what I was gonna say is when John Cena said, hey, I just need one, whatever.
3 seconds. I think he said like 3 seconds.
3 seconds, thank you.
Yeah.
I just need 3 seconds. That's John Cena. This man is tied for the record with the most championships with Ric Flair. Yeah. I'll take that from John Cena. Yeah. And even John Cena is saying, like, yeah, you're going to beat my ass. John Cena said that. Logan Paul I'm supposed to think like, oh, it's a similar thing where Logan Paul has just as much chance as John Cena did? You fucking kidding me?
If you could take
okay.
6
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Okay.
No. when this match comes on, I mean, obviously I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. But I'm just gonna be so
the main
annoyed
event.
because we're gonna look at this and you're gonna see Roman try to sell.
Oh, don't say
Paul.
that. Don't say that, bro.
Bother me,
man.
Like,
I don't know. Will I be aggravated to a point like, man, I'm gonna stop this match or just?
you know,
I'm telling Ivy like, you know what, man, I'm done with this watch along, bro. I'm out.
Dude, oh my god! And Papa H, we have the history. You brought it up that we had the same thing with Adam Cole. It was the same shit with Adam Cole and Pat McAfee.
God, this is something. Yeah, this is the black and gold.
This is black and gold. This is Papa H has done this. This is the one thing that Papa H did under his watch that I did not agree with, which having arguably one of the greatest NXT champions of all time going against a guy who had never had a wrestling match in his life, and it was like a 15-minute to 20-minute classic. Like both these guys going back and forth. Adam Cole almost getting pinned multiple times, 2.99999 pinfalls. What?
Bell to bell. You took the greatest NXT champion, bell to bell. Pat McAfee.
Off the street.
And the story was only had 2 weeks of training. Come on, bro. That was the most absurd, pissed off story that just, I'm like, I'm done with this.
So disrespectful.
I'm done with Adam Cole.
That was disrespect. That was disrespect. That whole storyline was disrespectful to Adam Cole's entire character, his whole title reign. Like someone's gonna walk off the street. I don't care who it is. I don't care. In NXT, they're gonna show up and say, "Yeah, 2 weeks of training."
So I need a couple of weeks.
That's it. That's all I need. I'm gonna be on the same level as Adam Cole. Adam Cole's been doing this his entire life, and I'm gonna come in with 2 weeks of training, and I'm gonna match him and damn near beat him.
Ring of Honor champion, PWG champion.
He's had it all. He's wrestled all over the world, honing his craft. I'm supposed to believe this dude. He's got a podcast like Logan Paul. You know, he's an athlete like Logan Paul, and he's gonna go bell to bell.
Even the build-up was absurd when he
honestly
kicked Adam Cole and put that man to sleep, bro. I was like, no.
Oh yeah,
we're doing this.
He was snoring. He was snoring. Adam Cole was snoring. He was down on the ground, not moving. They gotta get help. Get help. What point? This is what we're doing, Adam Cole. This is what
that's where my love just fell for Adam Cole. I was like, what the hell is happening? What the hell is happening?
See, me, I could accept war games more because you got weapons involved. You know, you got the tables, you got chairs, you got all this, and he's got help. He's got other people in the ring. What you didn't like is the fact that he was taking certain moves and kicking out. You know, Panama Sunrise,
and he's kicking.
I get it. I get that part. Now I understand.
Taking all that damage within war games and Panama Sunrise, this man kicking out, bro.
Yeah, I was okay, you know, with that because it's war games and the just all of that. But one-on-one, just straight up going at one of the greatest NXT champions of all time off of 2 weeks training. No. I mean, okay, so back to this match. Logan Paul, at least we can say it's been more than 2 weeks of training.
Yeah.
We can say that. So that gives him a little something more than Pat McAfee did at that time. But this is the GOAT. This is Roman Reigns is the GOAT, right?
He is.
So if he struggles with Logan Paul, is he no longer the GOAT?
Don't say that.
I gotta ask these questions. I gotta ask hard-hitting questions for you. This is your dude. Tribal Chief. I gotta ask the question.
We will cross that bridge when we get there, sir. I can't answer that right now, man. I don't even want to just think about that situation for my Tribal Chief. Having trouble with Logan Paul.
Struggling. Selling.
Just because
you were making him look strong.
Because you know that's what he does too.
Oh,
that's what
what they're
Roman
gonna do.
does. He sells his ass
Oh,
off. He
yeah.
makes his
Oh,
opponent
yeah.
look good. Just
Yeah. No, that's the plan. That's the plan. We're gonna try to.
I
make
swear to
Logan
God, if he
Paul
does a
look good.
2.9 second kick out,
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. What we want to have happen is not gonna happen. This squash of Logan Paul is not gonna happen. No. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be bell to bell.
I don't want to see that, man. Ugh.
Remember, Logan Paul is the table, and the tribal chief is gonna break it. What the fuck? I am the table. And laughing my ass off. Really weak promo. Yeah, dude. That I am the table bullshit was hilarious. I just want you to remember that you made me the head of the table, but I am the table.
I am the table. Huh?
What the fuck does that mean?
You beat the Miz.
Not only that, but just that reference. You know, I mean, in wrestling, to say you are the table is probably one of the worst references ever because they break tables all day long in wrestling. So yeah, you're a table and we're gonna break you. Like that's just you just walking right into that. Like it's just such a bad line. Like, were you freestyling that? That couldn't have been written. He had to coming up with that off the top of his head. He freestyled that. Yeah. What am I saying?
That.
Okay, I am the table. Damn, I fucked up. Like he must have known too. Like, oh yeah, that was trash. That was a trash line right there.
I am the table, and it's like, look at bars.
Give me a hell yeah.
He must have thought he was Triple H, you know, saying, I am the game. He's like, yeah, I am the table. I doesn't hit the same, man.
It doesn't. I just,
right.
You know what? Come on, Papa H. Just tell the logical story. He can't, Logan Paul can't take this man bell to bell for being the champion for over 2 years. He should just beat his ass, tell the prince to cut the check, and then
You shouldn't have been talking shit.
let Logan Paul know, like, all right, cool. You been talking all that shit. I am the table. I ain't got your ass. I dominated you.
Ass. Exactly.
For 12 minutes.
No friends.
Done.
He doesn't have a faction, and Roman has the bloodline. Like, which that's another thing. He should not need the bloodline to get this.
He don't need help for this one. Not for this one.
No.
Not for this one.
No. Tell those dudes to stay in the back.
Yeah. Sammy, you good, bro.
That's it. Paul Heyman, it'll just be you. You stand out there and you watch me handle this dude. That's it.
Yeah. If you can beat John Cena clean at SummerSlam, come on.
There's no, the logic is there. Like, John Cena is one of the greatest WWE champions of all time. And yeah, you beat him clean. You better not struggle with Logan Paul. I'm sorry. You can't do that. There's no logic to that. If you were selling like an injury, let's just say that they were trying to say, oh, Roman Reigns is hurt. You know, he's got a back issue. Or, his knee is swollen. He's going to this match with one wheel. Okay, I might be able to say, well, if Logan Paul's smart, he'll go after that injury.
Expose him. Yeah.
He's coming in 100%.
110%.
110%.
110%, bro.
God mode?
God.
Head of the table?
Yes.
The GOAT? No.
When he was in Crown Jewel, he choked out Goldberg. All right. So he should be able to just
see that.
dominate Logan Paul and be done with it. All right. Just all right. No offense. You saw what happened. Bam. And I should be satisfied with that. None of this. I don't want to see an episode of Pat McAfee and Adam Cole all over again.
I hope not. I hope not. Half came with this is exactly when Hardcore Holly got a title shot against Brock Lesnar at Royal Rumble. Mismatch. What the hell? Yeah, man. It's just, oh man, here, circle debate. Read this one out. What are we saying?
Okay. Hold on the Pat McAfee was a legit athlete, not Logan Paul. He's an athlete, but not a legit one like Pat from the NFL. Looks that Adam Cole Pat match is like Bam Bam versus LT WrestleMania 11. Lawrence Taylor.
I hear you, but I mean, there's levels to this, right? Again, the story. We have to go with the story, all right? In that match with Adam Cole and Pat McAfee, you trying to tell me that he's coming in? I get it. Played football. He's a punter, but he's an athlete. Okay, 2 weeks of training for wrestling. And he's getting in there with a guy that, for me, there's Finn Balor and Adam Cole. They're right there as the two best NXT champions of all time. And you want to say, so anybody coming off of 2 weeks training is just going to come in there and bell to bell with that? No. At least Logan Paul, who, yes, he doesn't have that credibility as far as NFL or some professional sports league. He did say something about he was an amateur wrestler, which, okay, I need to see some proof of that, but whatever. And then he's doing the boxing thing, which no. These I mean, they call WWE scripted. Jesus Christ. Like that thing with Floyd, no, that was a joke. I'm sorry. So, but what I will say is, okay, at least we've seen Logan Paul in multiple matches. He was in the tag match with Miz, and then he went one-on-one with Miz, and he's been impressive. So, and Pat McAfee's been impressive too, but I would say between the two of them in ring, I feel like Logan Paul is a little bit ahead of Pat McAfee as far as the in-ring. As a character, as a full character, Pat McAfee's shit.
Hands down. Yeah.
He's the shit.
Right.
But you see some ability of the stuff that Logan has done in the ring. Okay, I'll give him some props on that. Like I'm not going to shit on him completely, but he is not on the same level as God Mode, the GOAT, the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, Roman Reigns. It's just not it. It's just not
my
it.
Tribal Chief. I would not have it. Not up in here.
So we'll see. We're like, what, 2 weeks away?
Is it next Friday? Hold on, let me look at the calendar. Got the calendar. Yeah, that's next Saturday, bro. Ain't no next 2 weeks.
Wow, that's crazy.
At 11 a.m. Central.
Jesus Christ.
Bright and early. Bright and early.
Oh, man.
All right. And I'll be doing a watch along with the Bloodline of podcasting. So it'll be me, Ivan, Tim, and Dom. I don't know if Dom can make it, but if he can, it will be Dom too.
Yeah.
So it should be fun. Hopefully it'll be fun for me.
Yeah. well, it'll be fun. That crowd will make it fun. I think the matches are going to be really good. I think it'll be fun. It's just this main event. I feel like you're going to be tested here. Your loyalty to the Tribal Chief is going to be put to the test with how much he has to struggle against Logan Paul.
Look,
that's where we're at right now.
The same thing. It's not going to happen what happened with Adam Cole. All right, because Adam Cole.
I would hope not.
That the whole debacle with Pat McAfee prepared me for this. Even though what happens, I'll admit it's going to suck, but I will be there for my Tribal Chief.
You better. Because I was mad at you. I was like, how are you with all the passion you had for Adam Cole? And then you flipped on that man. I was like, what? How is this happening? I was upset.
I ain't got no t-shirt of Adam Cole. I said, I ain't no t-shirt in. I got 3 t-shirts of the Tribal Chief. All right,
we had a whole debate, a whole episode, because of how much of an Adam Cole fan you are with Adam Cole, Finn Balor.
I even defy logic with Adam Cole. Like, I don't even do that with the Tribal Chief. Like, I would, with you could have made like 100% point. I'm like, man, fuck that, bro.
Exactly. How you go from that to that? That's the thing. I'm like, wait, all the arguments, all the back and forth we've had with Adam Cole, and then you just flip like that. I was mad.
Yeah,
Oh
it was.
man.
I'm just
you
so
better
turned
not.
off from that. No.
Hey, you got T-shirts. We've got years of
I do.
you just being. Come
Yes.
on, man.
Yes.
You are years in.
Yes. This is an episode when I first got my head of the table shirt. I was excited. I broke it out right here on the podcast. I was like, look what I got. It's here. It's here. And then I put it right here in the center, right behind me.
Hell yeah. No, man. Yeah, and it wasn't until one of our guests said, hey, you should put Clark Street in the middle. I was like, you know what? That's a good point.
Yeah.
Chief over the show? What is going on?
Oh my God. Yeah. Shout out to Ashley Slashley. She the one that pointed that out. She was like, hold on. Why is that? I was like, huh? Oh yeah, I'll do it. Don't worry about it. I got you. She's like,
nice.
Yeah, I would like if you do that right now. I was like, oh, on the spot.
Right? How about you do that?
I was like,
right
and you just looking at me like, well, what you gonna do?
I was like, hey, you're not gonna disappoint the guest, are you?
No, I was like, I got you.
This is the show. This is
Yep.
One of those great moments. Oh my goodness. That's awesome. All right.
Oh, Nick will be joining us. All right, that's what's up. Cool.
Nice. All right. Well, that's all the topics we got here. It's been a great live stream. There's lots of action for you guys from us. Heated debates, heated topics. You know how we do. And it's all love, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Thank you all who chimed in, with the comments, and it's just always fun. So all love to all of y'all. But with that all being said, before we go, y'all know what time it is. Devin, please tell the people where they can catch us.
Yes, all the time. Shout out to all the people in the chat who's been hanging out with us for over 2.5 hours. You know what I'm saying? Enjoying the debate, enjoying the topics, enjoying my love for WWE and somewhat hate in the likeness of AEW I have for it, because they do suck. I don't hate them. I somewhat enjoy it, but MJF, shout out to you, man. You're doing good work at AEW. But all right, you can always find the podcast on the various social platforms. All right, this is where you can find them on the Facebook page. We got an awesome Facebook group, Clark Street Wrestling Podcast Community, CSWC. Go ahead and find yourself in there. We talk about all walks of wrestling. AEW, MLW.
Talk about AEW in there.
WWE,
that'll really
NXT. Oh, we talk about AEW. I'm cool with it. All right.
Oh,
Twitter, we're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Follow us on the TikTok, on the TikTok. Yes. Soon to be going live on the TikTok, so watch out for that. All right. And my man, Hafeez the Messiah, on the TikTok, so go and follow his page. All right.
Hey, go ahead and follow. I'm coming up with some stuff. I got some ideas.
Man, it's gonna be nice. All right. You can always follow the video portion and the audio portion of the podcast, which will be available tomorrow morning. ClarkStreetWrestling.com. ST for the abbreviation, where we have all of our merch.
Get your
t-shirts.
Damn merch.
Yes, we got t-shirts. If you're out there in the Southern Hemisphere, out there in Saudi, out there in Australia, get your beach towels.
Beach towels.
Get your ass off that hot ass sand. It is not a good look. All right, protect your ass. But if you're up in here on the East Coast in the Midwest of Chicago, get your hoodies. All right, stay warm, stay toasty. Yes, ClarkStreetWrestling.com. ST for the abbreviation /store for your pleasure. It is decided. Oh, we appreciate that. Yes. Thank you, Ivan. Yes, we are the ones. Yes. You know what? Let me play that video. I gotta play that video. Had to.
Yes. And with that, that's going to do it for this episode. So again, for Devin, I'm Hafeez. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening to the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. All right. Hey, pro wrestling, sports entertainment. Yeah, it's the same thing to me. It is decided for me.
Yeah.
For me. Since my co-host wants to clarify, it is for me. The same thing. So the debate coming soon. Now here's an idea topic. If you want to ask that question, sports entertainment, if I'm wrestling the same thing, be my guest, Circle Debate. All right, throw it in there. We'll have a great discussion about that. All right, debate coming soon.
Never debate that again.
Soon.
I'm out of here anyway. Peace out.